Well, hello there. Welcome to my game, and look at all these people that are about to ruin it. We're playing this game in the name of Jasper's Game Day, which is a donation organization, if I'm not mistaken, that operates in the name of mental health, which is something that we all needed last year, and this year looks about just the same. So we're going to keep trucking along and trying to survive and not having bad thoughts. So you're going to watch a bunch of white boys dance for you. I think, unless anyone has anything else to say, we'll just get started into the setting. Cool. I'll read off the prompt, and then we'll go in my cycle and see where everyone is and what they're doing. In a city that uses more canals than roads, a group of mostly well-intentioned travelers board the SS Generous, a treasure ferry, as it makes its tour through the city. During this annual cruise, donations are thrown from open windows onto the deck, where they are later collected for charity. Some hoodlums have taken a liking to throw coins at the guests, but considering the outcome, no action has been taken against them. This year, however, things take a few unforeseen turns. Will the guests be prepared for the journey? Will they face great trials and overcome them, or cause their own mischief? Is there a grand secret to be uncovered, or will unwarranted suspicion bring trouble to the waters? Starting with Santo, who are you and what are you doing on the ship?
Mi amigos, I am Santo Inferno. I am a very well-to-do man. You see, my brother, he's a very powerful count, and I work for him. I am a traveling mercenary, and I am here to spread the good word of my work and my wizardry. Wink, wink. That is definitely what it is. Uh, but yes, above all else, I'm here to have fun.
Okay, so you are on the board probably to provide a bit of security in case anything goes sour, but mostly to enjoy your time and do quote unquote wizardry. Somewhere else on the boat, we find Thorvald. Could you explain your character and what you're doing on this ferry?
Thorvald is a pilot. He worked for a very long time along the shipping canals, stealing, looting, plundering, just generally doing the work. And very recently, though, his ship was wrecked. The entire fleet washed up along the shore, and Thorvald ended up out of work. So he could be working security as well.
Okay, we have two security guards from completely different worlds, and just about the other side of the world comes Garbage.
Okay. Garbage is a 2.5 foot tall little gremlin creature.
Okay.
Theoretically a goblin, but no one's really quite sure.
Just a really filthy gnome.
Yeah, there might be some gnome heritage in there. She kind of looks like a Baby Yoda if Baby Yoda was ugly, like legitimately ugly.
Okay.
She's the scrapper.
Is this like a golem ugly, where it's like so ugly it's kind of endearing, or is it off?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
a pug. There's definitely some. You look into her eyes and you do kind of just want to squeeze her cheeks, but also you think you might get a
Wash
disease.
your hands afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Her uncle was an Odiug. She was raised by an Odiug. She doesn't know who her parents are, and she was raised in the trash dump. And
Okay.
she's wearing a pot as a breastplate.
And just for people who don't know, an Odiug, who I believe I either used to mispronounce or I'm currently doing so, they are creatures that live in giant trash heaps that just eat garbage all the time. They're, I think, aberrations or monstrosities. They're not natural, and they just kind of sit in filth, and that's where garbage came from. What are you doing on this ferry?
She's heard that sometimes people throw trash at the ferry,
Okay.
and so she volunteered to clean it up, and as long as she could take any of that trash home.
All right. And further down our line, we have Imbastand. If I'm de-emphasizing the S, please let me know.
The name is Imbestand.
Oh,
There's like
Imbastand.
a sh sound, yeah. Imishdan is like a multicolored, scaled folk, about 6 foot, 6'2". He's kind of listless. Looks like he's nursing like a constant headache. He works for a mercenary group that they hired to kind of help out with the security on the boat here, but he wrote down lizard folk. They thought they were going to get this big, muscly looking fellow. What you got is like kind of a gecko with bow-legged eyes. And he's holding a staff and just kind of leaning on it and swaying back and forth. Doesn't really have focus on anything in particular. And has a various number of pouches tied to himself along a very loose, kind of ill-fitting robe over his shoulders, and a long whippy tail that looks like it's been snipped at the end, with a few missing like ridge spines. Like there's ridge spines running up, but there's like one or two missing every like fifth or fourth one. It's not really rhythmic, and the scales on him are they're kind of haphazard. He's not all green. He's got like an orange scale and a red one and a pink one and one that's made of glitter, and I'm pretty sure like a human tooth somewhere like wedged in between.
Lodged. How'd that get there? Don't ask.
Can't tell you. Never found out.
Just on the main deck. I assume most people probably are either on the top deck or the second floor, wandering around the outsides. And now we have a character whose name I don't feel comfortable pronouncing until I hear it.
Which one?
Well, you're Louise, so there's only two left. Yeah. How would you pronounce your name, and what are you doing on the SS Charity? Llywelyn.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry. Is that right?
Okay, yeah. Well, it would be Louis. Louis.
Louis.
Exactly
God,
how it would be
okay.
pronounced.
So we have Louis and Louise.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not going to be
I should have
confusing at
realized
all.
this. I've already dealt with this before.
No problem at all.
Okay. So I am a very large, tall, blue-skinned Firbolg. Looking like your typical Firbolg druid. Nothing particularly fancy, but his name is Ted because he's a simple man, and he likes to follow the opportunities that his life presents to him, and a series of rather strange ones have led him here. He's not quite sure why, but here he is on a boat.
Well,
Probably
kind
the
of.
first time he's ever been on one.
Yeah, and I'd imagine a few people around the boat are a little surprised that you're there because nobody hired you, but no one's going to bring up any questions. They're assuming you're a part of this insanely motley crew of adventurers.
Yeah. His modus operandi is to look like he belongs wherever he is, whether
And
he
it
does
works
or not.
just fine. All right. And last on the docket, I believe, is Louise.
My name is Luis. I am very big bugbear. I have many scars and a big chunk of metal that I tie to a stick, and I use it to beat people with. And my name is Luis Shortsmore, and I'm here. Hi. And he's a bugbear, and he has just a leotard, a very big chunk of metal that he uses as a sword, and it's like folded in like a blanket that he uses to sleep, and that's him. He's just filled with scars, and he's very dumb.
I immediately just see like a car bumper on your back. Just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, he has a lot of trash, like just hanging on him. Yeah.
That
he
voice
collects
caught me
stuff.
out of left field for a minute there. I was like, what?
Yeah, sorry about that.
all right. This is a rather large boat. It fills up most of the canal, which is about the size of a river. And as you guys are all standing around, kind of waiting for the festivities to begin, you look down the canal and you see these hanging ribbons where clotheslines normally have undergarments and socks hanging. They now have little flags and celebrations. You hear distant music, and you're just kind of waiting. Mostly the distant music and the water and the chatter of people in their own homes, until after some time has passed, you see the captain board. He is very heavily cloaked. None of his body features are visible, and he steps up and begins preparing for the journey. What is everyone doing?
Santo's probably reenacting the Titanic thing. This is like his first time being on a boat. He's thrilled. he's doing that.
awesome. You just standing out there waiting?
Yeah, no, he's out at the front, kind of listening to whatever the employer has to say. Of course, he's here for he's that guy. He's here for the money.
I'll
But
say that just about everyone, except for maybe Louis, got the brief that you guys are essentially just here in case any trouble happens. They usually hire some smaller groups, but they've caught rumor of some people who might want to get involved and maybe mess some things up. So they hired a few extra expensive people. What's everyone else doing?
Louis is in the cargo area. He's looking for any rats he can find because I'm hungry and it's really late in the day and I want to eat something. So I'm just looking for anything really that moves.
Yeah, roll investigation.
Oh no.
Can Garbage jump in? Because I think she would be doing the exact same thing.
Okay, you might be mistaken for a rat.
Oops.
Yeah. You guys-
Zero. Zero.
Zero?
Yeah. A
Garbage,
1
roll
minus 1 is a
investigation.
0.
Garbage is like, no, that's not a rat. That's a turd right there. You shouldn't eat that. She rolls a 22.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah, you spend the first 5 or 10 minutes while everything's getting set in order. The motor's being riled up. I don't really know how ferries work. The coals are stoked. The wheels are oiled up. And you guys spend a few minutes and you find all of 10 rats. Scurrying between the walls, inside
Yes.
some of the cargo, most of the food that's next to the treasure.
So
And
if you
scrounging
stick
around.
a skewer through like 3 or 4 rats, you can put them over an open spit, and you can sort of just turn them over and over, and they become rat kebabs, and they're really good.
Bugbears have really long fingers, so I'm just gonna stick them on my finger one by one, and I'm gonna
Well,
put
you
like
can't-
5 rats on one of my fingers, and I'm gonna start like. And when do I speed on them?
They're alive. Do you want to try and
Yeah.
kill them first?
Yeah, I'm very strong, so I'm pretty sure I
Okay.
can stab.
Roll
a rat.
unarmed attack.
Okay. Ooh, it's strength, right? 17.
Yes. Okay. Roll damage.
What do I roll for damage?
I
Is it
believe
just my-
that's what. I think it's just your strength modifier.
Oh, so it's a 3 damage.
Okay. You managed to literally skewer lightning fast with a crazy iron hard finger 3 of them in a row.
So when do I speed on them to eat them?
Oh,
I don't know how
you
this
don't-
works.
You don't spit on them. You put them over fire. It's called a spit. You put them over a fire. So you can't do that with your finger, or you're gonna burn your finger.
But I'm very hungry now.
Well, I guess you can eat them raw. I've eaten rats raw before. Nothing bad's ever happened to anyone who's eaten raw rats.
There's all the rats in one go. You're very smart, thank you. I would have never known you could eat them raw.
Make a con save against the Black Plague
Okay.
within the first 4 minutes of the game.
For 18.
Okay. It gives you some tummy troubles, but nothing you're not used to. You've probably eaten maybe a little bit worse, but not by far.
I was about to eat a third like 3 minutes ago, so
Yeah,
I'd say
you
it's
know,
pretty good.
sometimes those turds just look like rats. It's confusing.
yeah, poop is like that. Very confusing.
And just as you say that poop is confusing, you all hear a whistle above deck. And you can feel kind of a lurch as the boat sets off onto its path.
Oh. Oh no. It's moving.
What are our other 3 heroes doing?
Imbishstand will be standing at like the front of the boat, just kind of looking over his shoulders really nervously, and he's rubbing away furiously at a rabbit's foot that he's got in his hand until there's nothing left but like bone. And as soon as he's worn through the thing completely, he'll kind of just toss it over the edge of the boat, reach into one of the pouches, like take out a 4-leaf clover that's hidden in one of them and just eat the leaves, throw the stem away and pull out a new rabbit foot and start worry stoning it. And he's just kind of sitting there looking around anxiously.
I can sell you another one of those if you need it.
Ted is very likely hanging out on the edge of the boat. I'm sure as the water is going to be very interesting to him. He will be spending his time looking for fish, despite the fact that he should be paying attention to other things.
Are you just like fish watching, or are you trying to engage in
fish watching? Merely watching for fish.
Roll perception.
Okay. No, shoot, I did not prepare myself by actually having dice available. Okay. I rolled a that is a 14.
14? Okay. There's nothing too interesting, but at a few rare moments that you cherish above all the others, you do see what looks like some small, maybe quippers or koi, just barely breach the water. Mostly small fish. And Thorvald, I don't believe we've heard from you.
Yeah, I think at this point Thorvald is probably surveying the rest of the group that was hired, seeing how they're behaving. He's a professional. He's probably watching the crowds, looking out for anything suspicious.
Okay. I'd say the first thing that you look at is the surrounding crowd. A lot of the people in the buildings lining this river, all their windows are open. Some of them are waving at you as you pass by. A few of them are throwing what looks like some treats and candies on board with a little bit of coins thrown in. And as you're kind of looking around for the rest of the crew, it's mostly just you guys and the captain and a few other people on board that are just running basic operations. Thorvald, as you head below deck to look for the rest of your crewmates, you hear a couple of people talking about fire on a boat.
That would be very worrying. I start trying to sneak over, observe what they are doing.
Okay. As you sneak over, you kind of crack open a door and you look into this storage unit. And just as you do, you see Louise deep throat 3 rats and swallow them in one go.
Oh, that's good.
What the fuck is going on in here?
We're eating rats.
Why are you eating rats? Why are you on the boat?
What? Boat? What? I look at the tiny little thing beside me like, what is this man talking about?
Oh, we're on a vehicle that's on the water.
Hold on,
goes
I'm
through
already
water.
lost. What's a vehicle?
Oh, okay. Have you ever seen like a person push a wheelbarrow before?
Oh yeah, I pushed many before. Very fun.
We're like on a water wheelbarrow.
They're gonna drown.
No, it floats in the water.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, it's made of wood, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, we're eating rats. Hi, I'm
How
Garbage.
did you get here without knowing this? How did you get here without knowing this was a boat?
Yeah, how did you get in here? Oh wait, that's me. I'm sorry. I walked and I got here and it smelled really good, so I just kind of walked in. Really.
You walked in?
Yeah.
I
Through
heard
where?
people throw things at the ship, so I just came on also.
Can I get your 3 passive perception?
Ooh,
No. Mine
14.
is.
that is a
10.
very spicy question.
Oh no, 8.
13?
14 for me.
8.
Okay. I'll say, Garbage, you're keeping an eye on where these rats are going. And as you are, you see one of these barrels has a rather large hole in it. It looks like it was a knurl or a knot maybe that they poked out of it. It's probably something non-fluid that they would keep in this barrel normally. And as you see one of the rats kind of scurry by the barrel, you see a jagged finger shoot out and skewer one itself. And it kind of slowly pulls it back in. The hand looks kind of slimy and blue. And then it
Louis?
vanishes.
Do you have a brother who also skewers rats with their fingers?
Oh, I hope not.
And big pirate guy. If there's someone in a barrel who's skewering rats with their fingers, that's bad, right?
Why are there so many people eating rats on this boat? And with this, he sort of reaches behind his back and pulls out what appears to be like a swivel cannon with handles welded onto it. And he just sort of he goes, which barrel?
Well, first, I just want to say you shouldn't knock eating rats before you try it, but also that one.
And as the two of you are talking, you hear from a barrel right next to the one that Garbage points at.
I think they've found us, sisters.
Uh-oh.
What should we do?
You should let us go and pretend that you didn't know that we knew you were here.
Sister, you're not supposed to speak. They can hear you very clearly. Now we have to fight them.
And then the lid of one of the barrels shoots open, and slinking out of it is this disgusting creature covered in what looks like barnacles and coral, different strange objects. And it's very clearly a sea hag. I need the three of you to roll initiative, and anyone who's above deck is more than welcome to come down and look for stuff. Because half of the crew is below deck. They have been for a little while.
All right.
Yeah. 1 second. Okay, we'll start with, I believe, Santo.
You want my initiative?
Sure. Yeah.
That would be an 11.
Okay, Thorvald.
All right, wait, let me check my dex real quick. Okay, that would be a 12.
Okay. Garbage.
13.
Imbestand.
5.
Imbestand, sorry.
5.
Louis.
15.
Louis.
15.
Okay.
You're- Okay, 15. I'll write that down.
It's Louis and Luis, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
So,
So sorry.
12.
12. Okay. What are your and Thorvald's modifiers?
Mine is plus
Oh, I already added my modifier.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Plus
seeing who goes
2.
first.
Plus
Plus
2.
2.
Mine's plus 2 as well.
Okay. Need you guys to re-roll.
Okay. Okay.
That is a 1.
I rolled a 12 again. So
Okay. Let me sort these numbers really quick because math is fun. Okay. Louise, you are the first one to see what's happening.
Okay.
You haven't probably been paying very much attention, but as you see Thorvald draw a giant immaculate weapon and approach a barrel, then the barrel's lid shoots off. You get a
Yeah.
knee-jerk reaction in first. So what
Yeah, my knee-jerk reaction is I gotta kill whatever that is. So I'm gonna smile, and all my teeth are showing. It's a very big smile. I would like to rate, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna run to them and I'm gonna attack them twice with reckless attack. I'm just gonna swing this huge metal chunk that I probably ripped off of some building before, and I'm gonna just hit this hag
you
twice.
ripped it off a total of 30 minutes ago from a building
Yeah.
nearby.
But it's already my favorite weapon ever because it's super big. So
All
I'm
right.
gonna
You
two
slam
attacks
it
with
into,
advantage.
into the side of one of these barrels.
Yeah, the one that moved. Yeah.
Okay, the one that shot off. Roll attack.
Okay. First is a 23 to hit.
That's going to hit, yeah. Roll
In
it.
the second attack, I'm going to use Great Weapon Master.
Okay.
So I have advantage, but I have a -5. That's an 16 to hit with the -5.
Get both on the same one.
Yeah.
Roll damage for both.
Okay.
They're up next, and then Garbage, you're on deck after them.
That's a 1 and a 2. I have a great weapon fighting, so I can re-roll them.
Okay.
That's way better. That's 23 damage total with the +10 from Great Weapon Fighter. Great Weapon Master, sorry.
All right, so you bring her down pretty close to half health. What kind of move do you execute here?
I execute the tactical move of using the blunt force of this metal chunk to hit her very hard.
Okay, so right as she kind of slinks out, surprising both Thorvald and Garbage, just this huge guy who just downed 3 rats in one go, crashes into the side of the barrel, cracks her on the cheek. The barrel falls over and he brings it down, shattering the whole barrel. And she's just kind of somewhat crippled, if she didn't look so already, on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's her sister's turn first. So she is going to kind of crawl out of her own barrel just next to it and look at you and say, "You should die."
No.
Make a DC 11 wisdom save.
Oh no. Okay, here we go. 10.
You drop to 0 hit points.
Oh,
Great. Does it do damage or is it just drops me?
No, this is her death glare, which is a move that I didn't know they had. They're kind of scary. So you just bash in her sister and you look over and you see these glowing alien orange eyes and your heart just stops.
Beautiful.
Garbage, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna change what I was gonna do. and Garbage screeches. She goes, "Ah!" and runs over, and then just smacks Louise with a cure wounds. But like literally, just like, wake up. And let's see, that is first level, so 1d8.
This is going great, guys. We're doing great
already.
Max,
That's plan. Start.
We're what, half an hour in and we've already had a character death?
Max healing,
You're
you're up with 13 hit points.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, you're up 13.
So
that was
sorry, I have a bonus action left, I believe, right?
Okay.
Oh, no,
That's what I was
I used my spell already, so I can't do another one. I'll just disengage, bonus action disengage, and get out of there.
Okay. So you use the rest of your movement action to kind of back away?
Yeah, and I'll try and hide behind, not like actually take the hide action, but get behind barrel.
Get some cover. I'll say that you probably have like quarter cover. It is now the younger sister's turn. She is going to move the debris of the barrel that she just crawled out of away from herself and frantically, weakly swipe at Thorvald, who is right above her. That is an 11.
My AC is 16.
All right. Her arm's not quite in control, and she fails. Louis, I believe you are above deck? Or Ted, okay.
Yeah, I corrected it that way that confusion doesn't happen again. Ted's passive perception is 18, so I'm gonna assume
you definitely hear a barrel breaking open. You could probably assume either a stowaway or bandits are already here.
Okay, so Ted, in the interest of being useful, is going to attempt to investigate what the loud crashing noise on below deck is.
Okay.
And since he's a Fearbolg and it's a signature move, he will turn invisible.
Okay.
Yeah, and then make his way down below deck to check out what is happening.
I believe the invisibility only lasts for 1 round. Because it's a bonus action.
So I'll say the start of your next turn.
You would probably preemptively proc that ability when you see what you're going after. So I'll let you have that.
Okay.
We'll get you in there next round.
Okay.
Thorvald, you're up.
Well, at this point, I'm assuming that Thorvald has just managed to block that like scratch at him with the cannon, and then like leveled it to fire at her.
Okay.
All right. So for that, I'm using the.
She definitely doesn't know what you're holding.
Yeah, I'm using the Force Ballista version of it. So that's.
Okay.
I took Spell Sniper, so that's got doubled range. But yeah, that's 2d8 force damage on a successful hit. So that'd be d20, I believe, and then plus proficiency plus. Would it be intelligence, right?
As an artificer, I personally would not know.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Santo,
sure
would
it's
you?
plus intelligence. So
Okay.
that's 3 plus. Yeah, so that's 6.
Ooh, with a d20?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so what exactly does this attack look like?
I just sort of like, so I blocked the attack and then I just pulled the cannon back and leveled it, and then sort of, I assume I've got like a lighter attached to the back of it where I could just like turn the flint on it and it sends a spark. And so as I fire it, I just miss completely and leave a hole in the boat.
Oh, that was a 9 to your attack.
Yeah, that was a 6 to hit.
Okay.
We have made more damage to the ship than the people that are attacking it. So.
You launch a little cannonball out of the side of the ship, and that is your action. She'll probably cackle at you. She'll just laugh maniacally. Santo, you are at the top of the boat. What's your passive perception?
9.
Oh.
Whoa. That's
Okay.
way better than mine.
I'll say that even in the worst of conditions,
You would
I'll say around about now, yeah, you see a cannonball fly out of the side of the boat.
You just go
This
like,
boat, and you're like, you check your memory for a moment, and you're like, wait, this boat doesn't have cannons. What do you do?
So can I like get downstairs fast enough to like do something, or?
No, just like everyone else above deck, you'll have one kind of prep round, and
He'll
then you'll meet.
pop his cream-colored suit jacket collar, and he'll just start like jogging, like speed walking in a suit downstairs,
All right.
trying to maintain composure.
Just the guy who thinks he's the coolest person in the world.
Absolutely.
Probably is.
Imbestand, you're up.
I guess once all of this has happened and he finally notices with the cannonball and that he's all alone on top of deck, he'll toss the rabbit's foot that he had in his hands off the boat and start flipping random scales on his body that have a mirror finish on the end, and he's going to cast mirror image.
All right, that's awesome. So you just know shit's going down. So
yeah, and I'm not going to be caught in the fray of it.
Thorvald vanished. Is that going to be bad for our layout?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey,
there we go. Sorry about
Llywelyn, I'm Pendrite. Hello. My name changed.
Nice. Okay, so top of the round, the quote-unquote layer action of the boat is going to happen as it turns a corner. I need everyone who wasn't prepared for that to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, 20.
That's a 6.
Okay.
15.
And that is a 19.
22.
24.
Oh, you already said. Okay. Anyone who got below a 12, which I think is just one of you, is going to fall prone. The Hag sisters are surprisingly okay, and one of them is already on the ground. Luis, you're up.
Luis is gonna stand up like the Undertaker, like, and he's gonna look at the hag that dropped him down, and he does this with his long finger, so it takes like a few seconds to finish the thing on the neck.
It's
And
still
then
covered
he-
with rat blood.
Yeah, and then he's gonna rage, and I'm gonna do 2 attacks, reckless attacks, Great Weapon Master towards her, and then I'm gonna use my the fighter thing. I don't remember the action.
I regret having targeted you.
Yeah,
And then
what's
just,
called So I'm gonna do 4 attacks towards her, basically. Great
Oh
Weapon
my
Master
God.
advantage. The first one is a natural 20, actually. The second one, the second one is at 11. The third one, ooh, that's good actually. That's 19.
Okay.
And the fourth one is another 19.
3 of them hit. So technically 4 of them would with that crit. Just get the modifiers for it.
Did you use your bonus action?
Roundabout way.
Yeah, for my rage.
Okay.
Because I fell unconscious. So
Oh, yeah.
Sadly.
I was just thinking because you have Great Weapon Master.
So 4, 7, 11, 13, 17 plus 30, 47 damage. Oh, plus 3, plus 6 because of the rage.
How do you kill her in 1 round?
I just move my hand really fast and you can't see anything. And then I go, and she just gets cut in many, many dicey pieces. It just falls.
Oh no. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Garbage. You just witnessed a murder.
Yep.
It's okay. I think they were trying to kill you. That's allowed, I think.
I mean, I don't care, but like, sure.
Is anyone in melee range of the other hag?
Yes, I believe Thorvald is.
Okay. Then I'm gonna reach into a little side pouch, undo like a wrap around my hand, drop a rock into it, and start spinning it, and cast Magic Stone, and then make an attack.
Okay.
On
the younger sister who is
on the younger sister
in a lot of pain already.
Yeah. And I rolled a 26 to hit.
All right, roll damage for that. That's what, a d6 plus your modifier?
Yeah. Well, also sneak attack. I am a rogue.
Oh, that's right. Oh no. Okay.
Nice.
How much damage?
Nice.
It's not too bad. It's 16.
Hold on.
Nice.
Hey. Yeah, she looks terrible. So this magic stone just kind of cracks her in the jaw, and you can see that you can hear like the, and she just is kind of sitting on the ground, slams her head to the ground again with the impact.
I'm sorry.
It's her turn, and she just kind of holds her jaw and looks at the now mounting number of people in front of her. Can I leave now? I don't want anything to do with this ship.
Yeah.
You killed her.
Yeah, yeah. It's only fair.
No.
Yeah.
Let's just see what the captain wants to do with you.
I'd prefer not, but I suppose I'm at your mercy. And she will kind of get up and hobble up the staircase. And I'll say, Ted, you don't feel the need to go invisible. As you begin this investigation, you turn the corner and you see that the fight is won. So you think it's probably a smart move to save that for any other turbulence.
Probably a good idea.
And the rest of you come down and you see everyone just kind of bringing this defeated, broken-jawed sea hag out from below deck.
Hey.
Hi.
Well,
Santo, how did these people get down here? You were looking in the cargo bay, yes?
I was looking in the cargo bay?
Yeah, I thought you were looking in the cargo bay.
No, I was reenacting the Titanic. What are you talking about? No, you were looking in the cargo bay.
We're on duty. You were supposed to check.
You were looking in the cargo bay.
I was supposed to be looking at the passengers. My God.
What happened to this guy? As I pick up like a piece of cubed meat on the floor. What happened
Something
here?
happened to it, and I just sort of gesture in the direction of Luis.
I look around, like, what happened now? It's like, what?
You are the one that made mincemeat of this woman, yes?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she was really mean. She looked at me and I died. So, I mean, it's kind of fair, you know?
I mean, I would call it a flank steak, not mincemeat, but it's semantics.
Yeah.
You don't look particularly dead right now, though.
I go like, and I'm going to use second wind and I'm going to clear myself some health. That's 4 health, and I'm going to pass out and I'm going to take a short rest.
Yeah, I'd say that you probably are like shaking in your bones
Yeah.
because you're barely alive. Like
Yeah.
your soul is barely clinging.
I
to your body.
I went from 80 health to 0. So yeah, I'm pretty bad right now.
Slowly bring up a cigarette. Yeah. So who all is bringing this captive passenger stowaway to the captain?
I am bringing her. Also, is the Titanic canon now?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
The Titanic was inarguably a cinematic masterpiece in this universe.
I love the Titanic. I saw. I've never seen the movie, but there were a lot of VHSs with the cover, and I really liked those in the dump that I grew up in.
I'll go with
VHS
Thorvald to clean this up, I guess.
Yes, we are doing security. We have to clean this up. You just stay out of trouble, yes?
What are you talking to me?
Well, you, but I mean them.
They are fine. They're fine. They're like
small trash creature. It must stay away from the rats, yes?
I think the trash brings flavor. Not like that. Don't eat that. But the other brings a character.
This is true. This is true. It is solving the problem with the rats and the galley. If you stick to the galley and tell them you are going for the rats, I'm sure you will be fine.
Exactly, amigo.
I think I was hired to be.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I think I don't know about that one, and I point to Luis, who's just on the ground.
Yeah, I think I would have seen him. I'm surprised that somebody did not.
But I was hired to like swab the poop, the poop deck. Is that something? I don't know boats very well.
Yes, that is the one. It is that way, and I forget which one is the poop deck, but I just kind of point to it.
I think it's the one in the back. I'm not entirely
sure. I'm pretty sure it's like the raised one at the back.
Yeah.
But I think I just got promoted by virtue of being awesome to a protector of this ship. And so now you're all my underlings. I've decided.
I mean, if you can kill things, you can kill things. There is no problem with these.
Okay.
So the two of you and Santo are bringing this hag to the captain, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I'm trying to lead her.
Okay.
But I'm like 2 feet tall, so I'm just putting my hand on her thigh.
Just giving her a good.
Kind of hobbles forward, and you all make it above deck, and you reach the captain's quarters where he is currently steering the ferry, and completely covered in tattered rags and different things. You see what looks like a giant oar is kind of propped up against the wall adjacent to where this creature is steering, and it looks over, and you see nothing but blackness behind the clearing between its scarves, and you see what look like 2 blue piercing eyes. And you present the hag. What do you say?
My friend, we have found a little bit of a stowaway.
I have found a stowaway.
We have found a stowaway.
I would like it noted for the record that I was nowhere near anything that happened above or below deck. Just want that noted.
And there
Are you supposed to be protecting? That's not a good thing if you were nowhere near the trouble.
Was there only one?
No, there are 2.
There was 2, but the other one did not make it.
There were not 3.
No, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I see the problem now.
Have they been taken care of?
Coven.
Well, we took care of this one by bringing her to you, and then we took care of one by turning her into meat pulp.
That man is like a blender. He is very helpful. We should pay him.
Indeed.
That is not a problem.
Pay him.
Bring her to the main deck within my eyesight. and we will continue our journey.
Indeed, amigo.
Can I just make a general insight check against this dude?
Okay.
That is a 21.
Okay. Yeah. What do you want to learn by this insight? Like, what are you looking for? What kind of mannerisms?
I want to know
What do you
why
want
his
to
voice is echoey.
He's clearly, just judging by kind of the pinpoint observations that you make, especially compared to you and where you've come from, he's almost otherworldly. He's obviously very magical. And
All right.
it seems like the echo is just a passive part of his nature. It's not something that he's putting forward.
This isn't a voice changer or Discord.
Yeah. No, it's a soundboard. Shut up.
Call it.
Well,
Call it.
I'll
This
take
is
Santo and Imbestand and Thorvald and the hag out to where he told us to put the hag.
Okay.
You should always leave your hags in the sun so they can grow big and strong. They're like plants.
I've heard that too. It's a common phrase.
I would have thrown a stowaway overboard usually, but this does not seem appropriate given the nature of the situation.
As someone well acquainted with plants, that did not sound correct.
So you all bring her out kind of to the main deck in front of him?
Yeah.
Okay. You do so, and a little bit of time passes as she's just kind of standing there with all of you, and you begin to hear the water around you shift and churn and change. The boat isn't changing its pace, but the water around the boat begins to warp, and you see two pillars begin to rise on either side of this ferry, and they form hands at the tops of either part, and they slowly come down on the boat, and this hag is starting to panic, breathing faster and faster. And some of you actually see a small number of quippers swarming within the arms of these typhoons that rise out of the water. And they both slowly bring themselves down and grab her and pull her into the water. The only thing you're left with is a brief screech.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
That was slightly horrifying.
Mortal dread. Perfect. Perfect.
Was this supposed to happen?
I think we don't mess with the captain. I think that's the takeaway from this.
I think that is a very apt decision, yes.
Worst comes to worst, I convinced the fish demon to go away from me with my devilish charm. Yes?
You can try.
Ah, indeed.
So, should we look for a third hag? Is that our job now?
Could not hurt. Maybe I could use my special move on it.
I mean, it seems the most appropriate. I think we should split up. One of us needs to look for the crowds, another one must watch the cargo, and the third one must look for the hag.
Okay, we could bring the big man and everybody else with us for backup.
Yes, I'm sure the stowaways can go as they wish.
I'm just going to tap myself and cast a Gift of Alacrity, just because it seems like it's going to be one of those days where I might need it.
There are 6 of you, so you can divide yourselves into pairs of 2 if you would like.
This does sound like a good idea.
Yeah. I'm going to go wake up Louis, and I'll try and herd him somewhere.
Okay.
Or you go wake up Lou and he's like hugging his little favorite just to his mouth. Yeah, like his big chunk of metal.
Hi. There's more of the ladies, apparently. The barrel people. There's more barrel people.
More barrel people? Oh no. So
we're gonna go look for that, I think.
Good luck.
You're not okay. You're not gonna come with?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, let's go. It just stands up.
We could find more rats and make rat kebabs if we have time.
Oh, yeah, let's go. And I pick her up and I put it in my head. Like, it's like, guide the way. And I just
All right.
take her whenever she needs to go.
So you two set off to the lower parts of the ship to look for the third hag.
Yep.
What are the other two pairs doing?
Who are the other two pairs? This is
Uh,
the first question we
Equally
need to
good
answer.
question.
Yeah.
It'd be the
Seems-
4 people that are on top of the boat. Their
Yeah.
pairs are 2 people, and when they're together, they form a pair. And there's 4 of us here, and so
To make a suggestion, Thorvald and Santo, since they were booklet earlier, they clearly it'd be a great idea for those two to go do this.
Santos, you should come with me. I need to keep an eye on you at this point.
Oh, what? You afraid that I'm going to set more things on fire? He says, slicking back his
I am afraid
early
you will set the
2000s
boat
hair.
on fire. Yes.
And what are you two doing?
It won't happen.
We will search we will search through the upper deck. Because if one is doing the lower deck and one is doing the upper deck, and then the last two can look out for more threats.
See, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so Santo and Thorvald are looking at the upper decks. Garbage and Louise are looking for the extra hag in the lower decks. And Ted and Imbishstand, what are you guys doing?
Presumably
maybe
we're
we
the
should
one- Oh.
look through the crowds. Maybe give me a hand and help me up on this. Is there like a mast in the center of this boat at all, or is it like a Venetian cruising like gondola?
No, it's a rather large boat, so I'll say that it does have a mast. It doesn't currently have any of the tarps up or the flags to keep going. I'm forgetting the name of them.
Sails.
Sails, yeah.
Mm.
But it does have them, and there's a little crow nest at the top. There are
Hey,
a lot of people still cheering and throwing like bits and pieces of coins on the ground, on the top deck of the ship, I'd say.
Help me climb this thing. I'm gonna see if there's anyone out there might be
Okay. Well,
doing something untoward. Just help me climb.
yeah. Ted's a decent sized guy, so he will make his effort to help Inbishtan up the mast.
Okay. Go ahead and make acrobatics or athletics checks. I'll make them individual and see how the whole endeavor goes.
Acrobatics. 14.
I rolled a 10 for athletics.
A 10 and a 15?
14.
14. Okay. I'll say you struggle a little bit. The ladders are evenly spaced, and that can be confusing to a furbolg who's used to climbing improvisationally in nature. So you maybe lose your grip a bit. You get kind of disoriented, but all in all, you make it to the top of the crow's nest.
Okay.
You look out and you see these towers, several story buildings just on either side of you in this massive river-like canal. It's kind of peaceful up here. The wind gets to be a bit louder, and some of the cheering dies down as most people are in the lower stories of the buildings, and you look around and you see a few things on the water and a few things in the buildings. Which do you focus on?
Supposed to keep an eye on the crowd, so presumably Ted would just kind of scan the crowds just to make sure he doesn't see anybody who's obviously up to no good.
Okay. Now, Imbishtan and Ted, are either of you familiar with the locale of this city or the culture?
I would wager no for Imbishstand.
I would also wager no for Ted.
Okay. You see a lot of women, children, older people kind of throwing random belongings onto the ship, just trying to be generous, trying to make their lives worth something to someone else. And a lot of them are tossing random things. And at a certain point, you see a pattern pop up. Something strange happens as each of these buildings, more and more, there are people just looking. And they're all wearing the same general outfits. They look... It's strange. You couldn't quite tell their occupations, but they have large, kind of feathered hats that dip to the side, and they're rather breathy outfits. It seems as though they spend a lot of the time in the open wind. And just as kind of you notice this pattern, something is going to happen. But first, let's visit everyone else. Santo and Thorvald. You guys are doing the upper deck observation?
Yes.
Okay.
The whole while pulling a bone-toothed comb through his waxed handlebar mustache.
Okay.
Probably barely paying attention.
What specifically are you guys doing? Are you looking at kind of the stuff that's being thrown onto the deck? Are you helping collect it for the ferrymen? Or are you looking at some of the lower buildings in the crowds or looking on the water? What's your prerogative?
I would assume they'd agree to like both take a different area. Santo will go low buildings.
And then I will collect the things being thrown, because I assume they can fall off of the railing if we are not careful.
Yeah. Okay. So Santo, you're looking at some of the lower buildings, and go ahead and roll me a perception check. Thorvald, roll me a percentage.
0.
What, sorry?
Oh boy. Roll me just a percentage.
All
Really
right.
isn't paying attention.
87.
You find a surprising amount of little iron symbols. Are you from this area by any chance?
No, I just washed up here when the ship wrecked and then started trying to make my way.
Okay, go ahead and roll history. Probably going to need a higher roll, but you might find something. Looks like your camera might have... oh, no, you're back.
Yeah, for some reason it does that every now and again. It's an old camera. I'm probably going to replace it soon. That 20.
Latency problem too. What'd you get?
A 16, and then with the modifier, a 20.
Okay, yeah. Some of them you do actually recognize. It's a strange symbol used by kind of an offshoot cult of people that you've never dealt with, but on the open sea you've heard them mentioned a few times. They are the Gondola Gang. And you see a small number of what look like iron ores being thrown onto the boat. It's still good iron, it's usable material, but it's quite the crew that you've never had the pleasure of meeting, but you know that they cause trouble. And we jump to below deck. Garbage and Louise, where are you guys looking? What are you doing?
Garbage is leading the way, so she knows.
Okay.
I'm telling Louise, so they're called hags, and a lot of the times they go in threes, and then their magic gets better. And I learned this in magic school, but I wasn't in the magic school. I was in the rafters watching the magic school. Anyway, they're hags, and there are 3 of them most of the time, and we found 2, so there's got to be another one.
But we killed one,
so maybe in the bilge. I don't know. There's water there, and they're sea hags, right? That's what the bilge is.
I don't know what you're talking about. But
I don't know either.
That's great.
I'm not entirely familiar with what a bilge is as a part of a boat.
I think it's the part of it's like just a bucket where the water goes.
No, that's a baler. The only time I've heard bilge is as the pools of water at the bottom of the boat, and then usually you'll have to empty those out. I've raced sailboats for 2 years, but they were small ones, so I don't know much about the big ones.
Okay. So it's just kind of like the water basin at the very bottom of the ship.
It is. Well,
yeah. Sometimes there will be a small storage compartment down there so that the water doesn't actually get into anything people are storing. So there'll be a trap door into a little bit at the very bottom.
Okay. So you guys are heading to the very, very bottom of the ship?
That seems like where it might be, I guess. Okay. And I'm just sort of investigating, looking under boxes as we go through.
Okay. You don't find anything in particular. You find a surprising amount of gold and silver and electrum and iron, different bars and coins.
There's nothing useful here.
No, nothing at all. I haven't seen one rusty walk since I've been in this boat. I haven't seen any
There's not
tin
even
cans.
one big Hummer, not even one big Hummer or anything
Yeah.
like that.
No.
Yeah, this ship is very bad.
Yeah, no scrapped cars. There are no VHS copies of the Titanic. It's just what's even the point?
There's no unused socks, but they don't match, but they're together anyway.
Exactly.
None of that.
Those are the best kinds of socks.
Yeah, because you feel like it's unique in its own way, just like I am. Like my mom used to tell me it was very unique.
Garbage, you feel a strange rumbling sensation below you as you reach the trap door that leads down to the bilge trap, or the bottom of the ship. And as you pull open the little ring that locks it and you creak it open, you instantly hear a cacophony of just chickens. Just countless chickens balking, making noises, making specific cries. And as you dip your head down, you see below the ship the last hag. She's standing there, and there are cages of chickens just lining the walls. And she's holding a ring that looks like it's tied in a network to all the different cages. This was our plan, you fools. You will die by chickens. And she pulls the little pin, and all the cages open. I need you guys to roll initiative.
First,
Jumping back to Ted and Imbestand, just as you're seeing these strange characters kind of leaning out of the buildings, one of them pulls out what looks like an animal horn and blows it as a trumpet. And you weren't necessarily paying attention to it before, but as you look back, you see a lot of open, kind of smaller waterways. They look like offshoots of the main river, and coming out of them are gondolas. Almost a dozen different gondolas are coming out, and it looks like each one of them is manned by 1 to 3 different people. And you realize you're in for trouble. I need both you guys and Santo and Thorvald to roll initiative, and I will be back in like 20 seconds to get everyone's, and we're going to jump through different combats and see how it works for us.
Okay.
Ooh.
Not great. Not great.
So wait,
We-
I spaced
we're
out for a
gonna-
minute. Thorvald, what are we up against?
Basically,
Gondolas.
yeah, a group of people on gondolas are trying to rob the ferry. So there's a few of them watching up from on top,
Yeah.
and then another one just. There's like a bunch
Okay.
of different groups of them in 2s and 3s on gondolas about to approach the boat.
To me, it sounds like I can use my special move.
I'm
That's what
glad
I'm
I
doing.
picked Spell Sniper now because I've got like that 240 range in order to like actually hit these on the way in. That'll be
I
fun.
wish I had it. I just took more charisma because I'm a sorcerer who pretends.
I'm glad I got
charisma.
a short rest in because I really needed that. I was destroyed. They destroyed me. Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
I
while we're
used
waiting
one
for a
of-
second, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'm gonna be really quick though.
I used
know
one of
what?
my
Do the same
3.
thing.
Hold on. I'll tell the DM.
No, don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. I'll wait.
Sorry about that, but live streaming really does shrink the bladder.
Indeed.
All right, so upper decks, let's start with Santo. What'd you get?
21 on initiative.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Imbestand,
11.
then we have Ted, who has vanished, and lastly, I think Thorvald, you are also upper deck. What'd you get?
Yeah, I got a 10.
Garbage and Louise, who are fighting the chickens. What'd you get, Garbage?
I got a 15.
Louise?
17.
And Ted, what'd you get for initiative?
4.
4. Okay. All right. Gary Chickens.
My worst enemy, food.
You could probably eat these live and raw also.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm waiting for it. And they come with the eggs, which is like double. So it's
Yeah.
like more. Yeah.
The one thing that makes D&D slow is doing the initiative math. So give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Up.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Let's start with below deck as the chickens become a massive swarm.
Oh no.
Lewis, chickens.
Nice. I'm gonna rage. I got
Okay.
really hungry now, and I'm gonna run into the middle of the chickens. And I'm gonna just, like grab my big metal chunk, and I'm gonna like go around like a whirlwind. And
All right.
Great Weapon Master and Reckless, so they have advantage to hit me. Remember that.
Okay, the chickens have advantage.
The first attack is a -5, 15. And the second one is, that's worse. That's a 13 to hit.
Both of them hit, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do the two attacks. 9. That's 12. That's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 28, 38 damage.
Jeez, okay.
I'm a barbarian. So
My goodness, yeah, that's right. I forgot you guys ruin my games all the time. Garbage. Luis has just cleaved into nearly half of the entire sum of chickens. Some of them are now mincemeat. Some of them are crippled and equally angry, and some of them are insanely angry.
So
chickens.
Is the hag in the room also, or did she vanish?
The hag is kind of at the very back of the bottom of the boat, and it looks like she is aiming for a ladder that she's about to climb to maybe exit the boat.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Then I know what I would like to do. I would like to reach into my bag, shake up a little bottle, and throw it at the ladder and cast grease.
Oh, that's so good.
All
Yes.
right. I'm not going to ask for a roll for that. That just works as the bottle shatters and coats this entire ladder with grease.
It's so good.
And I go, "You're not going anywhere!" Ah! And then bonus action, I will cast Magic Stone just for later.
Oh, gotcha. So you've got like 6 or 8 of them or something. Cool.
3.
3. Oh. All right. The swarm of chickens is going to take its vengeance on you, Lewis.
Oh no, not the swarm of chickens.
With a lot. You take 14 piercing damage as all of their
Okay.
beaks and talons begin to shred into
That's
the outer layer
reduced
of
to
your
7 because I'm a bear totem.
Yeah, because you're a barbarian and you win combat. That's your whole character.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm very dumb, so
Yeah, but I'm dumb, so it's funny. Haha. The hag's gonna take its whole turn trying to climb out and slipping right back down like a banana peel. I'd imagine it just slips and does the full 360.
Yeah, it's like a Charlie Chaplin. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
ooh, but with sound, which is better.
Yeah, I dare you to try. I maxed out my intelligence.
And
I'm
now
a rogue with
we
20.
immediately pan up to the top of the boat where it looks like the gondola gang is trying to take over the ferry, the SS Charity. Santo, you're up first.
All right, Santo pops the collar again, fixes his ascot. So are these people within 120 feet of me?
I'll say that they will be around kind of the end of their turn, so I'll fit it into this round that they would.
Okay. Is that for, I'm guessing it's just for purposes of me hitting them with things. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
details.
Santo's special move that he talked so often about. So first he's going to try and aim a firebolt, but not try and hit one of the gang members. He will try and hit near them, like in front of them. Maybe if there's like a couple like boats coming at him, he'll just try and like get the mast of one of them.
Okay, so you're
With a
shooting a
firebolt.
firebolt just at some of the gondolas. Don't have masts. They're specifically.
Oh, well, yeah, sorry, I meant to say the whole. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
mistake.
Perfect.
So yeah, he'll try bowl for that, or
Yeah, that would be an attack roll, I believe.
okay. So that is yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm hitting that. It's an unnatural 20.
Okay. I'm going to say that there are, we'll go with 6 total gondolas, and you have just set one of them on fire at a pretty decent range. It's far away enough to where it'll take a whole round to either put that out, fall behind, or fall underwater.
So now, with my bonus action, I'm going to use my Quickened Spell Meta Magic. I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points to change the casting time of an spell takes an action to a bonus action. And I'm going to cast Pyrotechnics. And I am going to turn a fire in a 5-foot cube into an explosion of fireworks within 10 feet. So anything within 10 feet needs to make a con save or become blinded.
Just blinded?
Yeah, just as blinded. I'm just reading the D&D Beyond thing.
Okay. This is a one shot. I'm gonna base some stuff on Rule of Cool, and I'll say that you focus on this explosion that you've made. You kind of use your psyche and just imagine it expanding rapidly, and the energy from your mind shoots straight to the fireball, and the entire gondola is engulfed. And you've taken out one gondola with 2 gondolas.
Fireworks are dangerous, man.
They're very
don't
dangerous.
joke with
We
them.
shouldn't have made them. Imbishtan, you're up. One of the gondolas. So you're kind of in this crow's nest with Ted, and you just see this dude flinging his arms around and screaming, and then one of the boats just detonates.
That'll skidoo.
Are they all like super spaced out, these boats, or are any of them like coming down?
They're kind of coming together, but this is a pretty wide river. I don't actually have a good reference. I know the Nile is massive, but I think probably half that width. So they're mostly coming together. You could probably get 2 of them together if you were to do something within 30 feet.
Yeah. Imbus is going to pull out. There's a very large inflated bag hanging out underneath his arm, and he'll untie it and pull out what looks like a dead, some form of small animal. It's really not clear because it's inflated. It's clear that the insides of these have engorged from having been dead so long, and the methane is trapped on the inside.
Okay.
And he's going to use his meta magic, but I'm going to hold my action to cast Fireball as a thunder spell. As soon as he's just going to pull out a pin and pop the ball as it like flies out towards the 2 boats as 2 of them converge together.
And it turns into thunder damage?
Correct.
Okay. All right, that's so gross. So you like what kind of animal is this? Just it doesn't have to be a specific one, just describe it.
We'll say just like a very chubby prairie dog.
Okay. So it's this fat little fuzzy mammal that's blown up to like the size of the balloons that they have in Shrek. And you just put a tiny little needle in its skin, and it shoots off the boat, takes a couple different arcs through the air, and people are like cheering through their open windows and throwing stuff. And it shoots and lands right in one of the gondolas and just explodes in this array of flesh and splintered wood. What's the damage on that?
4, 8, 18, 22, plus 12, 32, 34 damage.
All right.
And then I rolled a 20 on my wild surge. So I don't know what happens.
That should be on me. Hold on. God damn it. No. I feel like it has to happen every one shot. All right. Roll percentage for me.
Gotcha. 74.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
I'll say as you do that, a few of the people just witnessing this methane explosion that literally sinks 2 ships and shreds up maybe 3 different people, a lot of puke starts falling from the windows that are open. A lot of people become poisoned and sickened by this vision, and your wild magic is just like, no, your gag reflex is right here, and it's a beautiful shower that you caused of everything that's disgusting.
Beautiful.
Thorvald, you're up. I think you're on the main deck. Your friend is flinging his fingers around, and you just saw what looked like a small cat dog creature detonate.
All right, at this point, I'm going to take my cannon and brace it against one of the railings and then try and fire it at one of the gondolas.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, make an attack roll.
All right. That is a 21. It was a +3 modifier, so it's not a crit.
Yeah, gotcha. Roll damage.
All right. That is 13.
13. Okay. I'll say you don't destroy one of the boats, but one of the riders just gets knocked off, flies into the water, and begins to sink. As his body is crushed in by a big fat bullet. I'll say that some of the bandits from the open buildings see how things are going and that they're not going great. So some of them begin to drop down from the buildings and onto this ferry. I'll say, Ted, roll me a d6 and add 2.
3.
Dang it. Okay. 3 whole bandits drop down from the buildings around you and land on the main deck. Probably a couple other guys just land in the water and they're like, shoot. They have to wait for the gondolas to pick them up. The gondolas do actually catch up, and there are now only 3 of them, one of them missing a staff member, but they're on the sides of the boat and they'll begin boarding next round. We shoot back below deck where the chickens have been partially slaughtered. The hag has fallen on her butt, and Lewis, you're up.
Lewis would look at garbage and be like, "Can you take care of the chickens? Thank you." And I'm gonna go to the hag, look at her on the ground, and be like,
okay. I'll say that is an attack of opportunity from the chicken swarm. And
I have 10 feet of reach, by the way. I don't know if that allows me to hit her.
I'll say that the boat is a bit bigger than that.
Okay.
You take another 7. That's already reduced piercing damage as the chickens talons begin to fly at you and beaks are pecking. Some of them try to chase you and linger on your back.
Yeah. Oh no! Stop it! Oh no! No. Hammer her into the ground like a rusty nail. Yeah. 2 attacks with advantage. First one is with -5 would be a dirty 20, and the second one with a -5, another dirty 20. So I think both of those hit.
Yes, they do.
That would be this one 8. I can roll this one 14. I won. That didn't work well. 15 plus 20, 35 plus 4. Did you say 35 or 25?
The hag isn't that. What? Huh?
Because it's 20 from the 2 attacks, 35. Yeah, 35 damage total.
Okay. All right.
I get confused. I'm not that smart, guys, in real life.
You still do quite a bit more than half of her health. What does this massacre look like?
Instead of going with the thinner part of the blade, I'm going with the more, wide part. Okay. And I'm going to just nail her down.
I'll say that she is like on her back, having fallen down from a greasy ladder.
Yeah, and I'm just breaking her back, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Stop it! Don't move.
Just hear screeching. Garbage, you're up. As this guy just runs through chickens, doesn't care that they're pecking at him, and just slams into something in this ocean of chickens. You can't even tell what he's hitting, but you saw that's where the hag fell. What are you doing?
I'm gonna turn to the chickens. Now that their master is dead, I think, right? Or
you can't tell, but you hope they're not alive for their sake.
And I'm just gonna turn to the chickens and go, "I am your master now!" and start like clucking and trying to call the chickens. Come on, that 20! Come on, that 20! That's a total of a 10.
Okay. Roll 2d6.
10.
Okay. You get about half of the chickens that are still alive and not gravely injured, and they're on your side. So there's now a chicken civil war happening below deck. They're all going to fight each other. Let's see. Reducing their numbers incredibly. There are now 3 chickens, and 2 of them are yours.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
That's really gruesome. I'm not going to describe that because it's also a criminal act to incite that. But chickens done be gone. There's a lot of free meat down here. The hag is just going to beg for mercy. They've had a bad time.
I pick her up and I see she's very greasy, so I kind of will grasp her against the wall to get the
Wait.
grease off. And I'm
Louis,
like, okay, you're forgiven.
we should let her servants get their revenge first, since they were controlled.
Oh yeah, chickens.
Just Chickens, if you want to peck her a few times, go
There's,
for it.
there's 2 chickens that are listening to you.
The 2 remaining chickens.
Before we jump off to halftime, we're going to run back up to the top of the ship, and let's see what happens up here before I think things might turn to an end. Santo, you're up first. You're still on deck, and all of the rest of the ferries that neither of you have fully damaged are lining up to the sides of this ferry.
Santo, if you deal with the borders, I will get the ferries.
Way ahead of you, and he's already doing his whatever this.
So what are you doing exactly?
Last turn I did my silly nonsense with pyrotechnics. I think I'm just gonna throw a good old fireball this time.
All right. They're all lining up on the sides, so I'd say they're probably a bit more compact as opposed to they used to be. So you could probably hit 2 of them if you were to hit the front of one of the boats.
Okay, sure. I'll do that.
Which would leave only 1 boat on the other side.
So just, I guess I need to make a deck save because it's fireball.
Oh yeah. That is a collective success, so they'll take half damage.
Okay. My DC is a 15, so I just.
Yeah, they got like a 19.
Cool. Half of 31.
Okay, the boats are
Want me to do the
on
math?
fire. Yeah. Half of 31. That would just be 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Because round up, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, the bandits on board are not looking good whatsoever on those 2 boats. So, okay. And Imbishdan, what are you doing? You saw these 3 guys drop down on board.
Imbish is going to target the last boat at the back.
Okay.
And out of yet another pouch, he's going to pull out a little bead. It looks like several heads from several small geckos kind of like glued together. Okay. And he'll grab a little rubber band and like pull it back, and he'll cast Chaos Bolt at... let's see, cast it. And that'll be a 14 to hit.
Is Chaos Bolt an AoE or...
Chaos Bolt is it's a single target, but it has a chance to bounce to other targets if I roll the damage with doubles.
And that was a
14 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, cool. In that case, the damage. The damage will be. It'll be cold damage. It doesn't bounce, but it does. Plus a d6. 7 plus 6 in math. 13 damage to one of them in the back. Okay. And does it surge?
That guy just falls limp.
I surge again, unfortunately. Can't roll 20s on my initiative, but I can sure as hell roll them on...
That's just how it goes, man. When you're on screen, wild magic's the only thing that works for anybody.
And I rolled a 9 on my D100.
Great. That's really cool. I'm glad you did that. Can you please cast
My
Magic
dad.
Missile as a 5th level spell?
5th level, so 3d4, 44, 5d4, 64, 74, 74 plus 7. Okay, great.
And you're looking on both sides of this boat. There are 2 gondolas with the gondola gang, and those people are on fire, very near death. And the one guy in the one boat that you haven't killed looks like he might be one of the leaders.
All right, well, he's about to catch 16 plus 7, 23
23. Okay.
damage from the magic missiles.
And that's all on the big guy?
Yeah, I mean, if he's the only one left, that's just where it's going to go, I guess.
The other guys are on fire on the other side, but it looks like they're trying to get themselves together.
Okay, in that case, we'll send the first 2 missiles to each of them, and then the rest of them at Big Dude, which means each one of the little guys will take 4 and 3 respectively.
Okay.
And that'll be 7 off of my 23, so 16 damage to the big guy.
Okay. I'll say that one of the guys on the smaller boat survives, but the rest of them are picked off by your wild magic incentive.
Meant to do that. That was intentional. Ted, take notes.
So death everywhere. Thorvald,
Magic
you're
work
up.
in mysterious ways, amigo.
So the 3 that are actually on the boat are still completely untouched, right?
Yes, they are.
Are they standing? Are they standing near each other?
I would say no. They're probably on the far ends of the building that all waited and jumped at different times.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run up to the nearest of them and then use my cannon as a melee weapon.
Okay. Ted, you're on deck, by the way. Make that attack. No, you're up.
All right. That is a 19. I assume that hits.
Yeah.
All right. That's 8 damage.
Okay, you slam into him. He's still alive, but that is a massive amount of his health. He probably falls to the deck complete, like you just took the wind out of him. So that was your move and your attack?
Yeah.
Okay. Ted, you're up.
Okay, so who else left? Kind of lost track of it.
There is one guy on deck that has fallen prone and is completely winded because a cannon was just shoved into his chest cavity. There are 2 guys who are mostly fine. There are boats. There's one of them that is not manned and completely on fire. There's one that has one guy who's barely on fire. And there is a captain on a mostly empty boat that has been injured a bit.
Okay, so I think what Ted will do will be, I think he is going to start chanting, kind of waving his quarterstaff around, and a small cloud will form over the 2 on deck that are untouched, and he will call down lightning.
Oh no. Okay. Oh boy. So as all this is happening, a storm brews, very concentrated storm above only your ship, above only 2 men. Do they need to roll or what's happening?
It's dexterity saving throws.
Dex save. Oh boy.
A storm in this climate, in this city, localized entirely within the space of this boat.
Correct.
Okay, I got a 13 and an 8.
Okay, so if they fail, because
Did they both fail?
The DC is 16.
Oh no.
So they take 22 damage.
They take how much?
22.
Okay, they're both dead. How do you kill them?
Well, by calling lightning down on their head, obviously.
All right. It just kind of pops their head like some old sci-fi movie, and they fall to the ground. The one captain in the boat and the one guy that's on fire are gonna... I don't know. I think we'll find out in a few minutes. I think we're gonna go on break right now.
Hey.
So there's 3 chickens and 3 people. After all that,
Ooh.
thanks for joining us.
12 seconds.
Welcome back to the game that we took a short break on, even though almost everything is resolved because our characters are terrifying and they kill everything. Just a quick reminder for everyone that's watching. Thank you for watching, by the way. But this is a charity stream, and 100% of your donations will go to the charity, the purpose that we're doing this for, in the name of mental health. And just as a little bit of a tidbit, every donation tier that we have, I believe, is listed somewhere on Twitch, and you can affect the game while affecting other people's mental health, and that's pretty cool. So you can basically drive us insane while supporting other people who maybe need help not doing that. Without further ado, let's get back into the game. I believe we wrapped up the top tier of people. The enemies have not gone yet. Currently, where we stand, there are a few people above deck and a few people below deck. The people above deck are fighting the Gondola Gang and have pretty much destroyed just about all of them before they got on board. The people below deck are fighting a Sea Hag who has unleashed a torrent of chickens who are now either dead or under our allies' control. 6.
That's the best opening to the second part of the stream I've ever heard.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
I'll say that
Rats.
the boat bandits are now jumping up on ship and
They're a very resolute bunch
Mhm.
after what just happened.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
you
would
know
think they would
what?
run away.
I feel like the leader's smart enough. So there is the captain leader who has taken about 16 damage, and he's basically saddled up his boat next to yours. He's already put a grappling hook up, and Imbastand, I believe you're the one who's done damage to him with your wild magic surge and your attack. And you see the dude, he just kind of looks up at you, and you're this crazy looking lizard person with shining scales and just empty eyes. So he has this grappling hook and he has the rope in his hands, and he looks at you, and he just releases the rope and grabs his oar and begins singing just peacefully as he goes away from the ferry and into one of the side canals.
What? That works. Should we chase him? Hey, down there!
I mean, I think he has learned his lesson.
Yeah,
See?
I think it's.
Are you sure?
Is his boat on fire?
It can
No.
be.
On the other side, there is someone who's still alive, rolling around a boat that's perpetually on fire. So it's not doing him any good, even though there's water about 3 feet away. It's not the smartest guy. He's a bandit.
I can catch him. Are you sure?
This is not my problem anymore.
Maybe
Go,
he
amigo,
will
go.
I mean, it sounds fun.
turn over a new leaf.
I mean, that doesn't seem likely. It's not statistically probable. But if you're sure, then we're sure.
Let me see.
I am not the decision man.
There is one bandit who is still in the middle of the deck with 2 of his friends whose hearts are no longer beating. He's basically just standing there in pain with 3 hit points, and he has his arms raised. We're going to dip below deck because you guys have mostly resolved the situation, and we'll get into the semantics of it once the chickens and the hag are dealt with. Top of the round, Lewis.
So who can I kill right here without feeling too bad about it? Like, who is still fighting us?
There's the hag, who I'm not sure what your emotional state is, but the hag hasn't attacked you. You've basically pummeled it into the ground. But
Mhm. And what about the chickens?
there are 3 chickens still moving. 2 of them are intent. They're like slowly encroaching menacingly, chickenly on the hag.
Oh, they're gonna. Okay. I look at garbage. Should we get out of here?
I think we should probably ask the hag like what her deal is and why she's attacking the ferry, and maybe get some information. I don't know.
What are you here, hag?
So rude.
Well, originally it was to overtake the boat because they've been poisoning the water below you, and well, we wanted to do that more effectively. We saw some precautions where they could poison and toxify the water better than they're doing now. But right now, I'd like to just go home and put my leg in a cast and maybe remove my arm because it doesn't function anymore.
Okay, if you say so. And I'm gonna pick up garbage with my 10-foot reach,
Okay.
and I'm gonna grab the exit with my other hand, and I'm gonna pull us both up to the to
All right. How does
Up.
grease work?
I think you need to make a dex saving throw.
Make
Let
a
me.
dex save. Who do you have in your arm? You have garbage in your
I
arm.
have garbage in my arms. Yes,
You're
dex
following the
save?
hag.
I have advantage on dex saves because I know
Okay.
that the grease is there. Ooh, that is a plus. Oh, plus 2 only. Okay, that's a 16.
That meets Pete's. My
Okay.
DC is high.
Barely. I barely passed you. You see? Okay.
Your
And I
grip
get a-
is strong.
Yep.
You climb up a greasy ladder, leaving a hag and 3 maybe hungry chickens down below deck. Is that just the way that you leave the situation?
Yeah, I mean, I broke her spine and her leg, so.
Yeah, you did.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm just gonna leave her there.
As we're leaving, I just yelled down, "My minions! Do whatever you want, I guess. But I'm Chicken Queen now. So just remember that I'm in charge, I guess. So you can take whatever sort of vengeance you want, chickens. Bye. Love you."
I love how she asserts her dominance over the 2 chickens that are left, just in case they think otherwise. I love that.
I'm gonna say for narrative reasons that you leave this bottom area of the ship and you close the trap door and you just put the hook back in the latch and you let sleeping dogs lie. And as you return to the top of the ship, you guys, I imagine, will see the end of the situation that's about to transpire. So what are you guys doing with the person who is in the center of the boat and the one guy who's on fire on his own gondola on the side? Starting with Santo.
Santo honestly just feels a little bad. He's like, I think I overkilled this a little bit.
A little bit.
He's just gonna like can I cast message to the guy 120 feet? I can whisper basically like a text message to him.
The guy on the gondola down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
We got a wild magic surge. So he's just gonna give him like and stay out, you rascals, you rapscallion fiends. But according to I think Ash, we have a wild magic surge. Should I do that or what do we?
Oh yeah, you in your head you just hear screaming in response. Let me see.
Okay.
Am I really missing one of these? Yeah, I might need someone else to roll it. I think I'm missing one of my 2.
I can do it.
My D100 die. Yeah, go for it.
Sure. That would be a 94. Do you have the table pulled up, or should I?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll say it's mostly a part of the day. There are a few lanterns and some candles around the area, and immediately all light around you, including actually the fire that is burning the gondola, is snuffed out instantly. So it's as if a huge gust of wind from you just explodes and detonates, and all these candles and things just. And the dude who's like patting himself down, rapidly resetting himself on fire, just kind of stands up, charred, grabs his oar, and begins rowing away from the boat.
Okay, have a nice day.
All right. Yeah, the wild magic surge caused, what is it? 94. All light sources within 120-foot radius to be extinguished.
Cool.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you guys come up above board and you just see the one dude and 2 other dead dudes in the center of the boat. and everyone is kind of scrambling around.
Good.
The scene is yours.
Hey,
I think we handled that to some degree of civility. See?
Civility? Civility?
I see a lot of corpses, so it seems like you guys were busy.
Yeah, you guys were very
Civility.
violent.
It
I
was very
say covered
entertaining.
covered in chicken blood. I go like, you're very violent, aren't you?
There's
So I take it you found the hag?
Three of them still alive, okay?
Yeah,
The
we
hag
found.
is-
Oh,
Count that as a net gain. 3 lives not lost today.
That's Santos.
we turned the hag's minions back on the hag, so I think that situation is resolved.
Why are you covered in
Thank-
feathers?
I would assume the minions are like sharks, but
Why would it be
You said-
sharks?
You think it's resolved. You didn't check to
No, it's-
verify.
It seemed pretty done, honestly.
I crushed her spine and I broke her leg, and then I
I
fed her to the
don't-
chickens.
What is this about chickens? Why are you covered in feathers?
I'm covered in chicken organs on my back, and I turn around and have like a stomach like sticking to my muscle back.
There's
Yeah.
a full chicken head back there.
Yeah, one is still alive, but he's hiding. Like, no, don't tell him. Don't say I'm
It
here.
just holds up a little like.
We want to her feet like. Shh.
So
Santos is like,
So we talked to the hag down there, and she said that the boat is poisoning the water, and that's why they were attacking the boat, because they wanted to make it more poisonous, I think was what they were saying.
Yeah.
But it's still poisoning the water, and that seems bad. This is I don't know if it's like more than the normal amount that a boat would poison the water.
I don't think they normally do that, amigo.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How are they poison? Oh, that's a kitty. How are they poisoning the water?
I don't know. I could have my friend go check it out.
Capitalism.
It looks like there was another search, by the way.
Yeah, Imbishtan, could you roll a percentage?
Oh, wonderful. I love this.
Thanks.
I
dude.
reach into
Yeah,
my backpack and I just pull out a full octopus and I say, "This is my familiar."
27.
Here. Okay.
Oh, okay. This is happening now. Okay.
Hello, Kitty.
Yeah, roll again. That one
Yeah.
sucks.
That one sucks. All right.
That one's lame.
It is.
Okay. 12.
Okay, pick a target.
Target amongst the people here.
There's also the guy and the captain.
The guy meaning like one of the remaining
One of
enemies.
the guys who jumped down from the buildings. There were 3 of them, and one of
Yeah.
them is currently alive.
Them then.
Okay,
That one.
you just kind of look over at the guy, and you're like, you start thinking like, what do we do with him? He should probably like be restrained. And instantly, he is covered in this prison of ice and like crystals. And just immediately he's frozen in time as crystals begin to envelop his body. And you're like, oh, that works.
What
Talk
was
about
that?
a cold snap.
Why are so many things happening on this boat? Why? We have stowaways, we have chickens, we have pirates. What is going on?
And you hear from one of the buildings next to you as you're passing by. The boat's kind of picking up speed, and some of the donations that are flying in are kind of thinning. And the boat's still covered in gold. But someone's like, did somebody say chickens? And immediately just these cages are hucked onto the boat. Can someone roll me a d12 plus 3?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Thorvald, this is just a normal Thursday. What are you talking about?
This
That's
is
gonna
not
be-
normal Thursday.
It's gonna be a lucky 13.
Okay. 13 cages with a small number of chickens in each one are just hucked from the open windows of these buildings onto the deck, and they all shatter open. And there's now almost 100 chickens just on the main deck with you guys.
Okay. So everyone, all new chickens, I just want to let you know that there's a thing going on where I am your queen.
Roll animal
right.
handling.
So let's just get that straight while you're here.
So many chickens.
That's a nat 19 for a dirty 20.
Can I
Okay.
help with that? I can literally talk to animals.
All right, Ted, you see about, I'll say there are 87 chickens that have just accumulated on this boat within the past maybe 2 minutes of people hucking cages. And Garbage is just like, you are mine. And you're like, yeah, they're kind of okay with that. What do you do in response, Ted? There's also a man encased in crystal in the center of the boat.
It's been a very weird day. Jeez. I don't know. I guess he's going to. I mean, chickens can understand him, so I suppose he can relay specifically what Garbage said, since he actually speaks chicken, though he doesn't understand chicken. It's weird. It's a Firbolg thing.
Okay.
You have your friends take this off the boat. It's taking up room.
So,
Ted, you can be the royal advisor to the Queen of Chickens. I think that is fair.
Is there anything you wanted to do, Ted?
I was just going to convey it, since I can actually direct
Okay.
the chickens. I wasn't actually doing.
Yeah, I'll say that you two have fully convinced these chickens that, you know what, it's worth their time to help you out as opposed to do anything else on this boat. And you hear the whistle blow again as the boat begins to turn, and you're all mostly prepared, so there's nothing crazy about this. It seems like it's making its second turn of the full square route that it makes. And as that whistle blows, you hear the captain say, "They're getting poop on my gold.
Your gold?
Can you please remove it from the main deck?"
Okay, chickens down below.
Indeed, senor.
I'll sort of direct them down the stairwell, but when he says my gold, can I insight that?
Yeah,
because this is supposed to be for charity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. That is a 22.
Okay. Yeah. It's a little strange because your definition of charity is to help those in need, the people that wouldn't be able to receive this help or this assistance otherwise. And it seems as though the captain of a ferry is maybe a little well off. That definitely is very suspicious behavior to you to say my gold.
Okay. Well, I'll direct the chickens below deck for now, but I'll relay that information to everyone when we're not within earshot.
We'll make that a situation then. So everyone kind of goes below deck. You all clean up the gold and you put it into the appropriate holding areas that you've been told to. And you're all below deck. The captain's above deck.
There's some problems. What was that, Ted?
Oh, I was just going to say it might take, if it's 80 some chickens, it would take all of our combined efforts to herd them. So.
No, they listen to my commands.
Takes a while.
They've got legs. They can walk themselves. Just tell them to go downstairs.
Independent young chickens who don't need no tamer.
So there's some weird problems, I think. The captain, I think, wants to keep the gold, and also there's the poisoning situation that we talked about earlier. So I have an octopus familiar that I've been keeping in a bucket of water in my backpack this whole time and just forgot to mention.
You just keep a wet bucket in there?
Yeah, just keep a bucket, That's not too bad. You put the lid on if you're going to do any like acrobatics or tumbling around or whatever. But we could maybe see if this octopus right here wants to go check out where the poison is coming from.
I have no qualms.
You have no qualms with which part? The fact that he's got an octopus or the fact that he wants to put it in the water?
Both. Look. All of my magic is fire. I do not do things underwater.
You hold interesting positions. There's weird hills that you choose to die on, Santo, and I appreciate that a lot.
Go. Send the invertebrate.
All right, I just walk over to the nearest window and chuck my octopus familiar.
Okay. You just pop open a porthole, throw him out. I assume you can see through his eyes, right?
Yeah, he's a familiar.
Okay. So, unless anyone else is doing anything, what's he looking for?
I guess a pipe of poison. Just pollution pipe.
Poisonous pipe.
Okay, roll perception or perception or investigation.
Okay. And this is with the octopus's perception?
Yeah. So give it a +2. I think my octopi are pretty intelligent.
Dirty 20.
Okay. As it's kind of swimming around, it's kind of clinging to the bottom of the ship, passing through all these obstacles, and it doesn't find any specific output of pollution, but as it reaches the propeller, kind of the back of the boat that's being fueled to push this thing forward, and you see it's magically imbued with some sort of destructive force, as though every time it turns, it changes the contents of the water to be less clean.
Oh. I'll relay that to the group and say, the propeller is weird. I'm kind of good at tinkering with stuff, but do we have anyone who knows like boats and mechanics?
I know boats.
Is that normal?
Boats do give off some pollution into the water, but it's not that bad.
But there's good pollution, like I really like the plastic thingies that you can get your
I do
like
not mean trash. I mean like oil.
Yeah.
But it's not usually that bad. I can go look.
Okay, do you want anyone to come with you?
Santo, would you care to join me?
We are going under the water?
Yes.
Where I cannot use fire or cast suggestion?
Of course, maybe somebody more reliable.
Thorvald, you know what? Maybe I'll take the lead on this one and tailgate with you.
Yes, the amphibian. Yes, that would be much smarter.
That does.
I am a reptile, you racist piece of garbage. No offense, garbage, but you racist piece of garbage.
I'm not aware of how you...
Santo, did you not go to school?
I can't breathe underwater. I happen to be able to hold my breath for an extended period of time, which I'm quite proud of.
Indeed.
Ted,
Gracias for the teaching.
Ted, you're like a druid, right?
That is true, yes.
Can you turn into
water
a fish?
stuff?
Yeah. No, I also do fire stuff.
Oh.
So you'd be like a flaming shark?
Wait.
They hired a really useful group for this trip on a boat in the middle of the ocean. So
I see that they had the brilliant idea of hiring many people that use fire on not only a boat, but in the middle of the water.
Wait. You guys were hired?
Wait, we're in a boat? We're in a boat? Anyway, I can help you if you want.
Luis, I explained the boat thing to you before, I think.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
It's like a water wheelbarrow, remember?
Yeah. Okay. Are we going to push it then? I can push things.
We're not pushing the boat. The boat's already moving, Luis. You're creating a very uncomfortable energy right now. It's hard to talk to you when you're like this.
Yeah, I get it.
I tell you what, Thorvald and I will go outside. You have maybe pick up a chicken and enjoy a chicken for a little while.
I'm gonna
take a break from the mice you've been eating up off the ground.
Okay, again, rats are very good. I just need to reiterate that if you cook a rat the right way, they're very good. They're tasty.
I would never eat one, but I believe you.
I'll make a believer out of you, Santo. We'll cook up rats when this whole thing is done for everyone.
Certainly, amigo.
Believer.
So outside the boat, I presume, is where we want to go, right? Back
Yeah.
up and over. Okay.
And I do have a cloak of the manta ray, by the way, from my infusions.
Okay, cool.
Beautiful. I'm going to cast Spider Climb on myself real quick just before going over the edge so that I can grab onto the side of the boat and maneuver.
Yeah, that's actually my other one. I have a rope of climbing.
You're lagging out a bit.
So that was good timing.
Yeah.
Oh, I said I also have a rope of climbing, so I guess that'll be useful.
Okay.
No search.
Garbage, can you roll percentage?
Yes. That is a 58.
Okay. Just as everyone is kind of assembling to go and investigate the propeller of the ship and what kind of enchantment's going on, one of the chickens cracks open the latch and it struts out, and it seems to be carrying a small little what looks like a beak on a string, and it presents it toward you as it bows, and it kind of sets it on the ground.
I will honor this forever. And I'll take it.
Very politely, as it continues its bow, walks backwards back into the
Yes,
heart of the
you are
ship.
dismissed.
And you have a chicken beak talisman that may or may not do something if you choose to activate it.
Okay.
Okay, so who is going on this propeller venture?
Me and Imbestand.
Okay, Thorvald and Imbestand.
Not red dragon sorcerer.
Okay, you guys are going down. So Imbestand, you have cast Spider Walk. Thorvald, what are you doing specifically?
I'm using my rope of climbing to hold on to the railing, and I'm lowering myself over the edge.
Okay. You guys eventually find your way over the edge and you sink below the water's surface. And both of you see this propeller that has raised a number of questions. Can both of you roll Arcana for me?
Okay. Let's see, character sheet.
-2.
Oh.
20, but it's not natural.
Okay. Thorvald, you sense a faint amount of conjuration magic on this. It feels as though it's summoning something that is infecting the water. It's not entirely clear what is affecting the water or to what degree, but you can feel as though something is different around the propeller. Like you touch the water and it feels like there's maybe more saline, more chlorine, something strange that might be causing death. Imbestand, as you sink down, you look at the propeller and you're like, wow, that thing's moving really fast. It's crazy.
I just realized we don't have any way to communicate underwater, do we?
I think the Cloak of the Manta Ray might let you do that.
Wait, let me check.
It'll
No, it's just higher swimming speed, and then I can breathe underwater.
Yeah, there's something about swimming speeds that gives you like a bunch of bonuses. I think it's only attack rolls though. Yeah, so that's kind of what you guys see. You feel unsettled as this realization kind of sets on you. And just as you do, I need everybody to make a dex save as it makes its second to last turn around the block.
Do we get an advantage on it because I'm on top and I can see that it's going to make a turn? Because as a barbarian, you get advantage when I can see what's
I'll see it's a bit
making
abrupt.
it.
You've passed
Okay.
a few different, some of the main streets, and this one kind of happens randomly or suddenly.
So now I roll a 20. Of course, now I roll a 20.
14.
16.
Anybody get below a 12?
No,
15.
I'm 18.
Garbage?
Oh, 13.
Okay, yeah, everyone's fine. It's just kind of a sudden lurch that's a bit confusing, and the timing's a bit strange, but the boat makes its turn. Everyone's perfect.
Like
Thorvald and Imbestand, you see what you've been looking at. You feel as though there's something uncomfortable here, to say the least.
Can I cast light on the propeller to make it glow so that we can see?
Is that a touch spell?
It is. I will need to touch the propeller.
Okay, if you
maybe
want to
there's
touch
a
the
spot.
propeller,
I don't recommend putting your fingers in a boat's propeller, my dude. I'm just saying, but it's
I
kind of
mean, maybe if there's a bit of the drive shaft exposed, but that'd be like a really tricky maneuver.
Hear me out. Here, you ever, as a kid, like turn on the fan and take like the cage off the front of it and like try to touch the fan? Like,
No.
I feel like we've all done that while like talking into the
Oh,
fan,
no, I
like you
get
try
it.
to
I've
touch
done
it
that.
or,
I've done that.
Yeah.
or stop that. Yeah.
Even just
I
a
want to try to
ceiling
just, yeah, exactly. I just kind of want to. I don't want to like grab it. I just want to like, as it's passing, just kind of let it hit my finger and try to touch it and cast my spell at the same time.
You can touch the center of it, which is rotated, but won't cut your finger off.
you know what?
Yes.
Yeah,
You
I'll-
might get
I'll have
pushed
to have
back,
you-
but yeah.
because this is something that's moving an entire ferry forward. I'll have you make a dex save
Sure.
against probably a
All right.
D6 of
You're
piercing
gonna
damage.
lose your fingers. please.
Right on.
No. You just give me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Just like,
It's a big fan.
I've
Okay,
seen
I mean,
people
it's-
do that before.
It's still a 17.
Okay. You kind of just like, you can feel the way that it's pushing the water and sucking like in different directions. So you're like, okay, I can kind of get a feel for this. And almost subconsciously, you just tap it with your middle finger and immediately pull back from the suction. And the whole thing begins to glow. And you do feel that presence, that sense of strange urgency around you. And as this light begins to kind of expand in the water, you see what looks like two unnaturally moving clumps of sludge. They're not entirely water. It seems almost like a concentration of whatever this boat is letting out. And in the distance, you see what looks like a small number of fish almost following the boat.
Oh,
I'll gesture towards Thorvald. Just
I sort of like motion back that I see what's going on. And wait, let me check my inventory if I have like a bag or something I could try and scoop this up with. I do have a pouch that I can try and scoop it with.
There are two strange moving clumps of like concentrated pollution, and there are fish. What are you going for?
The lump.
Okay, you're going for one of them. You're just going to try and grab it in a bag?
Yeah, like
It's-
trying
it's-
not to touch it, just trying to like scoop it up.
I'll say it's floating about 10 feet away from the propeller. How are you getting over to it?
Probably just swimming using the cloak.
Okay. I'll say as you approach it, it's surprisingly larger than you expected. It's like as you approach it with this bag, what kind of bag are you using?
It's a pouch, but I also have like some larger stuff as well, I think.
Okay. So you kind of sort through your pouches and you grab a large bag, and you see that this thing is actually a larger concentration than the size of your body, you could argue.
so very, very big.
It's probably
That,
about,
yeah, I don't think I have a bag that'll fit that.
I don't think so.
a 6-foot cube, arguably.
You have a human-sized bag with you. That's kind of worrying, but I mean, it will be convenient.
All right. Not really seeing like, because I don't really see any magic or anything else I can use to interact with the cube. I'm probably gonna take like, there's something I can poke it with. I do have like, I've got a crossbow, so I assume I have bolts. So I could take one of the bolts and use it like a stick and just poke it.
Okay. Do you want to poke it with force or just kind of like
Just like
poke through?
poking it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll say that if you're like kind of jabbing it, you make an attack roll.
All right. That is a 6.
Okay. You fail as you kind of jab through it and you feel this strange sudden force. It's really terrifying, kind of like when you turn a corner and you see something barreling toward you that you're not expecting. It's a knee-jerk terror. And just as you poke at it, you feel it lurch forward and begin to overwhelm you. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. That is a 16.
Okay. You just barely feel as though this entire like ball of inhuman gigantic sludge try and consume you as in response to being attacked, and you just barely avoid it. You kind of pull back and you reach your arm out and you move this cloak of the manta ray, and that pulse of water is the only thing that saves you as you're now back up against the boat. It stays mostly in place. It doesn't seem like it's pursuing you.
All right. At this point, can I cast... Let's see. It's too big for catapult.
Seems like
Shatter, because I think like concussive force could still travel through the water, right?
Yeah, it could. It's just a disruptive force.
Imishtan's going to start climbing back towards the top of the boat, just shaking his head. Nope.
I'm gonna help
getting
them
out of
climb, pick them up with my very long arms. I'm just gonna pull them out and shake them a little bit so they dry out, and I'm gonna put them down.
Louise,
There you go, little one.
My octopus is just going to ferry a ride out on Imbistan's head.
Okay. I'll give Thorvald one more round before Imishtan describes the situation. So what, you're casting Shatter at it?
Yeah. So are there like multiple clumps within that like 10-foot range?
There are two, and they're about 15 feet apart, each kind of trailing this propeller in almost a V formation.
All right. So that's a con save.
Okay. What do they have to beat?
12.
Wow. They did horrible. I rolled a 2.
All right. So
That's one of them.
that is, wait, let me find Shatter again. 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Okay. That was a success, so roll damage for that.
16.
Jeez. You guys are monsters. Okay. Yeah, you cast Shatter, and kind of parts of this sludge just explode off, and some of them begin to sink back in like this concentration of mass, but only a few pieces fly off. You feel like maybe you've challenged a force greater than yourself. Imbistand, welcome aboard.
Lots of nightmare gunk under the boat. Fish too, but not as scary as the two nightmare terrors down there. Thorvald is prodding them.
Something eldritch?
Something, I mean, I couldn't really get a close look, but they were terrible. They were dark, murky beings, creatures that Thorvald thought appropriate to poke with a stick. I'm not going back down there.
You just didn't even try and stop him from just touching eldritch nightmare, whatever.
What the hell was I supposed to do? Send him a telegram? I'm underwater, Sento.
Forget it.
I got the F out of Dodge.
We will handle it. We will improvise.
Well,
Yeah.
so what did you see exactly? Were they were just staying there following, or they're being created by the propeller? Or...
No. They look like this, and I'll cast Minor Illusion and produce an image of what I saw down there.
It's kind of like a ball of murky water with the occasional fish bones or clump of an algae culture. It's sludge.
Okay. I was gonna say, is there relevant knowledge rolls we could make?
Yeah, as a resident of a trash heap, a semi-magical trash heap, is this anything that I would be knowledgeable about?
Both roll Arcana or Nature.
Okay.
Can I as well?
Sure, go for it.
Thank you.
Did I too? I have a -1 in nature, but
I got a
19.
14.
Holy shit.
17.
14 on
I
that.
I got a natural 20 minus 1, so 19. In nature.
16.
You're acquainted with this particular type.
Sorry,
of
we're
sludge.
bouncing all over the place. Santo, what'd you get?
17.
Garbage?
16.
Okay. Ted?
14.
Thorvald? Well, you're not there. And
Yeah.
Luis, you got... All right. I'll say that most of you kind of understand the general thing. This is definitely an anomaly. This is not something that any of you are very familiar with. But you do know that elemental spirits can be bound to just about anything. And they can change their form based on which elemental plane they're from or which convergence they're from. And it seems as though, these are water elementals that are borderline earth elementals. You could consider them sludge, as if they're an elemental spirit captured in the churning, essentially.
We are fighting mud.
Animated
Okay.
elemental mud.
I mean, I could give them a magical suggestion, tell them to turn around and go home. But
Well, we
fire.
might not have to. We could just go to the engine and turn off the boat, right?
Yeah, and then we push it.
Yeah, then we push it.
Perhaps.
Like if they're, because they didn't follow you. Is Thorvald back? Or
I'm still down there.
No,
okay.
it's still down there.
They didn't follow you, Ambistan, right? So we could just, if they're just sort of following the boat because they're compelled or whatever, then we could just stop the boat. And then whatever problems that we need to deal with, we could deal with that.
Garbage, as you say, problems left to deal with. You feel that little beak talisman that the chicken gave you, and you can feel wild magic energy just pulsing inside of it.
I will raise it to the sky and activate it.
Okay, roll percentage.
Like a Zelda item. Just
Can do
But
anything.
it kills
It's
all of
probably not
us.
gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fireball centered on Furry. And obviously,
I have resistance to that.
Transport you to the ethereal plane.
oh, I don't.
That is a 38.
38.
Oh no, it might actually be.
Okay, pick a target.
Does it have to be like just of us in the room, or like who are acceptable
within
targets?
vision? There is the captain, who's probably about 60 feet away, up in his little captain's quarters, just continually steering, looking dead forward. There's the guy who's trapped in crystal, and then there are people in the houses lining the walls. They're still throwing random stuff. Not very interesting.
I'm going to.
You can pick a target technically, so anything that, it doesn't have to be a creature.
Can I see the propeller from here?
I'll say that you feel like an urgent force,
Okay.
like telling you that you have to pick something. So you go.
I pick myself.
So you pick the propeller though, right?
Oh yeah.
If you go over to the boat, okay.
Yeah.
So you go over and you point this like loose chicken beak at the propeller, and immediately it explodes into a concentration of the chickens below deck, and they both shoot out in opposite directions like propulsive forces. And immediately you are flung back by this force of chicken mass 10 feet back, probably close to the captain's quarters, as you just land on the ground. And chickens spew out of this open beak as you hear this like massive caw, and it shoots into the propeller and literally tears it off the ship, pushes it back 10 feet, and it begins to sink into the ocean along with a few other chickens. And you just land on the deck, everyone kind of looking at you.
Okay.
Well, that's all.
Well, that's
That,
well. Now the boat stopped moving.
I'm
did
just
it.
picturing what this looks like from Thorvald's perspective.
Attack and receive. Attack and receive.
I mean, for all I know, like this is normal. You know, I have no idea what happens in the boat. I just learned what a boat is, so I mean, I can't.
As I told you, Luis. As I told Thorvald, this is a normal Thursday. Do not worry.
Oh, okay.
I think as I see this going on, I'm gonna like control the rope of climbing, like just tap it twice, and it'll start reeling me back.
Yeah.
And on the way back, I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave to try and knock the two creatures further away from me.
Okay. What do they have to beat?
12, I think.
Oh,
It's
they
a
crush
Constitution
it.
save.
They destroy it. They beat it. Sorry.
Oh, all right. So that's half as much damage. So I still roll the 2d8. It just gets halved. So in total, that is 5 damage to each of them.
Okay. Okay, yeah. You do some damage as you fly back on this little line of yours. And you also land on the deck. I'll say not too far from garbage.
What was that?
I shot chickens at it.
Why did you shoot chickens at the propeller?
I don't know.
Where
It
did
seemed
they
like a
come
good idea.
from?
What would
It
you
seemed
shoot?
like a good idea at the time.
What is it with the chickens? Where are they coming from?
They came from this thing, and I just sort of swing it around the.
Alright. It's completely null of magic.
Yeah.
What garbage is swinging around? It looks like just a small piece of twine string with a chicken beak on it.
Oh my god!
Beautiful.
I'm not even gonna ask questions at this point.
Hey, do you guys think we should go talk to the captain and tell him that we fixed his boat?
And as you say that, the captain's door swings open, slamming into the ground, and you see him holding this staff that kind of resembles an oar, and he steps out,
We fixed
slams
your
it
boat.
to the ground. And just as he slams it to the ground, you see the sails drop from the mast, and they pick up a magical air that begins to kind of blow around the boat. And he just looks at all of you with his piercing blue eyes. What have you done to my boat?
We fixed it.
It was this one. It was this one.
You
The stowaway.
damaged my boat.
I have committed no crimes.
Explain
There-
yourselves.
It was the trash gremlin.
Yeah, it was me. There's
He
a
looks over
big
to you, garbage.
there's a big propeller on the back that was doing bad stuff, so we took it off.
Yeah.
You broke my propeller.
Perhaps we should explain. So there appeared to be.
Perhaps you should. And it's
They
forward.
broke the propeller. I was down there trying to see what was going on, and I just see it break off.
I have an idea.
Mitch, what is Mitch?
So what I think you should do, my friend, is this is probably a bad idea.
Some
but
of you notice that as he's holding his staff, he's kind of slowly moving it in a churning motion.
I'm gonna cast suggestion on him.
Okay.
You
Does he
should
have to
probably
be-
just go back to the captain's quarters, sir. We will fix this. This will not be a problem.
What does he have to beat?
Wisdom save of 15.
He got a 24.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw.
Magic is not an explanation.
Okay. Well, I was actually going to go fix it, but
And
I
have
feel
you?
like I explained why we took it off the boat is that it was causing some
Why
weird pollution
he
stuff.
took it off.
No, we all did it. We all agreed that this was probably the thing that we should do.
I did not say we should break the propeller. I was down there trying to figure out what was going on.
At no point did you ask us. You just started waving a beak in the air, and everything happened like a mine shaft full of chickens just deluged out of that bracelet you've been carrying around for the last 5 minutes.
Again, it
If I
seemed
may.
like a good idea at the time.
I have a question.
If I may, we're
How-
stupid and we made a mistake. But there are monsters under your boat, and we want to get away from them. And garbage, filthy and simple though he may be, his intention was to stop the monsters from engulfing the entire boat. If you could see it in your if you could see it in the void where your heart used to be, to forgive him, please. That would be much obliged, and by extension, the rest of us as well. We're not here to make you upset or anything. We're just very useless. You see,
A strange
Indeed.
occurrence
also-
happens as all of
also-
you are trying to explain yourselves. Just
Yeah.
it's kind of an ambient thing. In a second, Imbestand, you probably notice it the most first. The air around you begins to grow cold, as though the wind itself is kind of slowed down, even though the boat itself is moving forward as if the wind was at peak, and the air begins to grow chilled. You see clouds begin to form over the boat, and it's just something that's
Also-
kind of subtly been happening over time. Luis, you were saying?
Also, if this is your boat, why is it in the water? Wouldn't it be in your house?
Because it's a boat.
No, like yeah, but like, why is it not in your house? That's
This one is not right.
This boat is my home.
so wait.
His house
Give
is
me- give me
the
a few
boat,
minutes,
and his boat is a
Ron.
house.
Wait, what? How does that even work? What? No, that's impossible.
I make
How-
this trip
No.
through the city every year, and I collect earnings for charity. I have hired you to defend me and my boat, and nothing more. Are any of us confused by this? And as
A
he
little
slams
bit.
his oar into the ground of the boat, you see lightning arc through two clouds above you.
I'm a little
Yeah,
confused.
I am confused actually. You said earlier it was your money, but now you're saying you're collecting it for charity. Is your name Charity?
Is this important to you for some reason?
I'm just curious. Is your name Charity?
My name is whatever I choose it to be.
I'm just taking a careful step back in case some lightning comes down on him.
So I'm not hearing a no there. So this is all for you. Everyone's giving you money?
Have you heard a yes?
I haven't heard a yes either, but sometimes no response is as telling as a response.
I am not one to make apologies, but I am curious as to why any of this. And he'll lurch kind of toward you as he pushes his oar into the boat with every step, and every time he does, there's a crackle of lightning above you. Is this important to you?
Yeah,
Is
I
this
thought we were
something that
doing good
matters?
stuff. I think so. The money should go to the people who need it.
Who do you think needs money? Do you?
No, I'm good. I like my house. But there's people that aren't doing as well as me, and I would like for them to have it.
Success is incremental. Everyone needs money for their own reasons at any stage in their life.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm stupid, but even I know that some people need more money than other people. Like,
But
That's
people
not
are
even
only
like-
giving you money because they think it is helping others.
It is
That
helping
need it.
others.
who?
But
Who is
charity
helping?
implies others that are less fortunate than them.
Fortune is a range of perspective. If you have only had good happen in your life, would fortune not be something better than good?
No, I mean, it's not based on like you can interpret it like personally, but also it's like a conglomerate of like every perspective together. You know, you pin them
Have you
against one
had
another.
every experience together? Is your
No, that's
perspective the
why-
same as all others?
No, that's what makes it like. That's why we need to compare them, though, right? So we can know who has less and who needs more.
I find comparisons to lesser beings rather uncomfortable.
Oh, whoa! Okay, I mean,
Yeah,
wow.
whoa.
Jesus.
That is
Not-
I don't-
rude.
Whoa.
I am
Your
just
Eminence.
You
Not
cannot
to
insult the hardworking salesman.
not to be that guy, but by calling us lesser beings, you sort of contradict yourself.
Yeah, you showed your hand a little
Respectfully.
bit there.
I'm beginning to misunderstand your perspectives, which is not surprising. Is this something that you wish to challenge? Your mortality is something you can take with you away from this voyage, or it is something that I can take with me.
It
Feel
seems
that's a
like
bit extreme.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
feel
just gonna take a couple more steps back
like-
before
like we
lightning
just-
comes down.
We're like, just, I don't know.
it feels like
You
you're
can
having a
fix the boat,
problem.
man. You can calm down.
It feels like you're having a problem with perspective here. Like you don't know what it's like to like, sleep on a mat on the floor. You're just doing your immortal thing on a boat, taking all the money. What do you even need money for? You ever had bed bugs before? Do you know what that is like? Because it's not fun.
Every time I sleep on a bed, there's a bug there because I'm a bugbear. Get it?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Garbage roll persuasion at disadvantage.
oh no, I'm sorry.
You live in trash. I just want to put that out there. You live in trash.
I live in trash.
You can't relate
Live in
to
trash
that
and you're
at all.
arguing.
That is a nat 1, my friends.
It's grown rather apparent to me that none of your perspectives hold any sway over my domain. I have hired you for a single job, and you have performed it reasonably. Are you questioning your employ, or are you going to continue doing your job?
Well, I think I
The
can just
voyage
change.
is more than halfway over. Is now the wisest time to question your captain?
I just want to enlighten you by adding some new perspectives to you. We were talking about bed bugs, and I just toss a handful of bed bugs at him. I'm going to cast infestation, the cantrip.
I'll say you probably you're really good at cultivating things that thrive in garbage and detritus. So you just have like really old hay and fabric material that bed bugs are just swarming in a little vial. So you're like, okay, what does he have to beat?
That is, hold on, let me look it up. I believe it's a Constitution save, but let me double check.
This is amazing because we only asked him who's getting the money, and he got super mad. It's like, what do you care, dude? Whatever.
I think that means he's keeping it.
He's kind of a monster.
Yeah.
I like the idea that Imbishtan would have been there I would like to not be a part of this whole group. If you could just evaluate them on a separate meeting.
Everyone starts fighting him. I guess I don't have a choice now, do I?
All right, I'll prepare a fly spell.
So with your little huck of bugs, what does he have to beat again? Constitution of
16.
Out of 15. He doesn't have any bonuses to that. I'm genuinely surprised.
Amazing. Which means he moves. He might be immune to poison damage. It's 1d6.
Yeah, it's a good question.
2d6. But he also has to move a random direction as he's being bitten.
Goes to the water and drowns.
Is immune to poison? Sorry.
Okay, but he does have to move 5 feet in a random direction.
Okay. Roll a d6 with one facing you, going clockwise.
Okay. 3. So backwards?
Yeah, so he goes backwards. He'll kind of step back probably a full 30 feet, and he's now in the captain's quarters, just covered in bugs. He's kind of trying to play it off like he's intimidating you, but he's very uncomfortable right now.
It was just an old man, and the thunder was a coincidence. We were just killing an old man.
The thunder was just
that works for
a lot of luck.
Santos is gonna stretch a hand down and just give garbage a little high five, just down here.
You know when old people are intentionally antagonistic?
Garbage, why did you do that? And I sort of make my way for please let me help you.
And he is going to slam his oar into the ground just as initiative starts.
Okay.
Worth it.
We'll start screen-wise. Santo.
initiative. That would be a 7.
Okay. Garbage.
Give me a second. Sorry, I know we're on a clock here.
A little bit.
It's called, 16.
Okay. Ambush stand.
14.
Ted.
20.
Okay. Thorvald.
I got a 10.
Okay. And Lewis.
16. My initiative rolls have been really good.
I'll drop
I
you
might-
below garbage. Just a really nice thing to say. And then 16 plus, okay. Oops.
How are you doing, chat? I hope you're doing well. Remember to love your family and your friends.
All right, top of the round, Ted. This guy is clearly not at all who you thought hired the people that you weren't hired here, but you're in a situation now.
I guess I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah.
So are these clouds above his head still there?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So Ted is going to call some lightning down again.
Okay.
And
You're calling lightning down from his own control weather?
Yes.
Nice.
Makes sense.
It's a storm. Doesn't it do more damage?
Yes.
Yep.
So it does 4d10 damage instead of.
Oh, that's
Activate your
brilliant.
trap card.
That's amazing. You're a genius.
Okay.
So the DC is 16 dexterity. Sorry. And
Wow. It got an 11. That's bad.
So he takes 29 damage.
Not bad.
He takes 15 as the damage is halved. It seems as though the lightning courses through his body naturally, as if it's a part. It's almost comfortable to him. And just as you shoot that down, you see these two arms of water begin to raise on either side of the boat again. And they are now full of sludge and quippers. They have been summoned for the rest of the fight, and they will start at the end of his next turn. Garbage, you're up first.
Okay. Garbage did Thorvald get like up in combat? Like, is he right up in his face, or?
Thorvald
I
is
think
right
Thorvald's
next to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thorvald, I think, is like standing off to the side. I think he's still conflicted about the situation because,
yeah.
like, it's his boss, you know?
You've taken a few steps back, so you're probably almost close to the front of the boat.
Okay. Then, I would. Can I chuck my octopus at him and have the octopus use its action to ink on its face?
Yeah, I'd say he hasn't shut the door yet, so he's probably under like quarter cover. What is that?
I'm trying to make a octopus familiar viable.
Use the
Because everyone
octopus
uses
from
owls all the
Stills.
time. Yeah.
Half cover. So three quarters. Yeah, I'll give him a +2 to AC.
Okay.
So he has a total of 15 right now.
All right. I don't think that's going to do it since this is an improvised weapon. That's a nat 11 for 14.
Okay. So you huck an octopus at the door of the captain's chamber, and it flies in and just shoots ink everywhere and lands on the ground. Looks over to him and his just piercing blue eyes stare at it in complete confusion.
I'm going to have the octopus sort of climb into like a bucket or something and hide, and then I'm going to hide.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that as a bonus action?
Yeah, as a bonus action, I'm going to hide.
Okay. What's your stealth? Louise, you're on deck.
It's cocked. Oh, God.
Just beat a 14, you'll be hidden.
just fail 14. This is 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he sees both you and the octopus that you hucked at him. Luis, what's up?
Seeing that we were fighting this poor old man, I'm gonna join in and I'm gonna destroy him too. I'm gonna rage, and with my 40 feet of movement, I'm gonna basically rush behind his back, like nothing personnel, old man. I'm not big.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit him 4 times with action sword.
That's
and
very
reckless.
personal. You're hitting him 4 times unprovoked.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do that all Ray Weapon Master and reckless to have advantage.
Stop.
The first attack is a
He's already dead.
dirty 20. The first is a dirty 20.
Okay.
The second one,
Beat a 13.
okay, the second hits. The third hits. And the fourth hits. All of them hit.
Fucking hate barbarians.
I got
Alright, roll
two
the
natural.
damage.
I got 2 19s in the die. I can reroll them once. So that's
Unless your attacks are
7.
magical, they're cut in half.
I
Okay,
have a
we're cutting
level
half.
1 barbarian in one of my games. Is this what it's going to be in the future?
Yes. Once
Oh,
you get
no.
level 2,
16,
you're screwed.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, and I have to add 21, 6 is 12, 18,
Mhm.
39 plus 8. Did I say 39? 47 plus the 40 from the full attacks. That's 87 damage.
Okay, so cut in half, that's 40. Doesn't matter. He had 40 health and he took 15. How do you murder the captain?
I cut him clean now.
No, this has to be overkill. You have to describe more than that.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna.
This is a fatality, yeah.
Yeah,
I
this is a Mortal
basically-
Kombat fatality.
I do the 4 attacks, and not only the captain. First of all, the captain is cutting 4, and then the whole cabin is cutting 4, and then a few buildings outside of the range of the ship also get like a few cuts in them.
It's like a Tales of Elethrion thing where you cut, then the captain dies, then the boat cuts in half, and then the buildings in the background, just each layer of the environment
Yeah.
falls apart.
I should murder the captain.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Without
shouldn't
any
do this.
explanation, without anything, he just crumbles to a pile of demonic mush.
Oh,
And this Llywelyn, it just kind of turns into a burning pile of fizzy pop.
I'm glad it was a demon and not an old man. I would have been slightly upset if it was an actual old man.
The wind in the sails
Yeah.
immediately dies down and the boat stops moving.
I've
Oh.
made that mistake too before, Luis. Sometimes you think
Yeah.
it might be a demon, but you got to take a chance on hitting the old lady.
Well, now who is paying me?
There's so much money all over the deck.
But that's for
But it's for
charity. though.
charity.
If we
Yeah.
pick it up, we're the same as the old man.
Well, how poor are you, Thorvald?
I'll say as you defeat this thing, its control water ends. So these 2 sludge elementals fall on the deck of the boat as these hands kind of collapse, and these quippers begin flopping around randomly out of water. The 2 sludge elementals just kind of slink over the side of the boat and try to escape, but there's just quippers flopping around all over the place.
Santa will just pick up one fish by the tail and just fling it over his shoulder. I mean, Torvald, amigo, if you really need work that badly, I do work better on land than on the sea, but you and I
Wait.
could have some business ventures.
I had a thought.
see
If
that.
you don't want to take the money, there's a perfectly good ship, and you're a pirate, right?
This is
Well,
true.
I think a perfectly good ship is an overstatement. You
It
kind
sounds
of
like we're
broke
back
its
in
engine.
business.
I mean, it has flags. The only problem is that there's not a lot of wind because we're surrounded by buildings, right? I can always push it, and I start walking back, and I'm gonna start pushing the ship.
So-
I'd say, Thorvald, you're a bit familiar with how wind currents work. This is a wind tunnel, and the moment the temperature changes, cold fronts and hot fronts are going to collide. And basically, when nightfall happens, this boat is going to be shot out like the cork of a bottle.
Yeah. I've seen that before. It usually hits around like sunset.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I would say, fellows, do you need work? I think we can have a
No.
very fruitful career here.
Perhaps some
Very
land,
marketing
but
career.
I am a good negotiator.
We do need a negotiator.
You
Always
also
a
have
good negotiator.
Can I
a
be a
lot of money
negotiator
below
too?
deck and 87 chickens under your control.
Can I work for you? I want the
I'm-
chickens.
I'm going with Ted's help. I'm gonna ask Ted, can you tell the chickens to each take a little sack of money and go find someone out there who needs money and deliver it to them? And
So-
we'll be able to deliver to charity even faster.
Ted's gonna
And that
stand
was how
there,
Christmas was invented.
flapping his arms like wings and clucking like a chicken at the
The game
chickens.
is called Christmas in Venice
his-
with a bit of stuff that
Yeah,
happens before
instead
that.
of Santa Claus, Santa Claus.
And then I'll send the chickens out to deliver the gold
Right.
to the people in need.
Yeah, I'll say you spend some time kind of collecting bags, and I'd imagine a lot of people kind of see the spectacular events that have unfolded, and they'll start like throwing loose leather and coin bags onto the ground or onto the deck, so you're able to evenly pouch up all the money that these people have donated to you, and holiday chickens flood this fantasy Venice.
Happy Chicksmas.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
We just
I'll
accidentally
guys-
created a holiday.
I'll let you guys collectively come up with the name of the holiday.
I feel like we can only call it Garbage Day after its inventor.
Oh,
It's garbage.
it's garbage.
Very well.
I had that written in my notes
Oh, yeah.
for a one-liner at one point.
I
and I never
hate
used
it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Garbage Day, where chickens deliver small pouches of gold to everyone in need in the name of charity.
Yeah, I'm
only
still streaming.
reason- The only reason
Sure to
these
leave a wooden
chickens-
clog out with some feed so that they can come to your house and leave some gold coins
Yeah.
for you.
put out some feed and some milk.
Long ago, in the times of Jesus, there were chickens. And
And a bunch
The
of
three
crazy
wise men.
people killed and
Three
died on a boat.
wise men are just Santa himself and Thor.
the five wise men brought the three gifts: destruction, famine, and plague.
Once
To rid
upon
the
a
captain
time,
of.
an old man hired a bunch of people to defend his boat. They killed him and took all his money and gave it to you. Happy holiday.
I'm putting Garbage Day in one of my adventures now.
Alright.
That's a new holiday.
Me
Garbage
too.
Day is just an oceanic holiday where chickens deliver bags of gold to everybody.
Yeah,
It doesn't
but
have
if
to
you
be gold. They can be
behave,
copper, silver,
Yeah.
hay.
and if you misbehave, the bugbear is gonna break your spine. So you
Probably
need to be a
some-
good
yeah.
kid. Yeah. The bugbear is gonna kill you, so you better behave.
Incredible.
All right, yeah, well,
Oh, we got to call it Boxing Day, but it's spelled BAWKS.
Come on.
that's like the Xmas to its Christmas. People call it Boxing Day.
Oh,
well,
God.
This was honestly a lot of fun. I got called into this and just opened up my schedule, and thanks to all of you,
Yeah.
people playing who probably contributed more to this than I did. So thanks a lot. It was
Yeah,
really awesome.
This was a blast.
Yeah,
Thank you for the
Yeah.
opportunity,
Same.
man.
really hope everyone had a lot of fun.
And thank
Um,
everyone that donated.
yeah,
Holy.
thank you. a
Oh,
lot.
yeah, absolutely.
That was a lot.
It was a
And-
surprising amount.
Yeah, and I also want to say that we've been trying to get like more content going on like the side of things where I've been working with the streaming group. So if you guys want to do content with me sometime, I'd be fine with that. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do something.
Sure. Yeah.
Reach out. I get busy, but yeah, this was super fun. I'm surprised we reached it to the end and found some semblance of a conclusion.
I was really
Yeah.
trying to drive it
Invented
there.
Garbage Day.
It ended anyway. Oh, wow.
I'm
Well,
glad that was resolved because I was literally just thinking there for a moment. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but I think Thorvald would turn on everyone if like they're fighting the ferryman, you know?
Yeah.
My need for
Nice.
narrative resolution required me to attack the boss.
I had the Morenoloth stat block open this whole time, along with water
Oof.
elementals and quick
Oh,
stuff.
I've used those in the past.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
That's why he was able to keep the boat going, even though you blew a hole in it and you destroyed the propeller. It's like, nah, it's my boat. I don't care. And then you
A
kill
funny,
him.
quick, super quick little story. If we're already on the stream. For the first time I used Renoloth, I actually used Santa with it, and the players also wondered how Santa could cast Fireball on the top deck, and the boat could keep going.
It's all demon magic.
Yep.
But I think we're happy to end the stream just a few minutes early. So again, thank you to everyone who's watched. Thank you guys for playing, and thank you for the donations. And stay safe out there. Some pretty crazy days.